Hey everybody, I think we live. It say we is. Y'all give me a second. Let me make sure I got my people on MX Network on and we'll get started. Y'all know what to do. Like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. Go call your mama and all of them. Tell them come on. I'm tired, y'all. I'm going to get it together, but I'm tired as hell today. I got to hop my ass on a plane again in a minute. Ooh, this travel life is not for me. It's really not. Okay, I think we should be live on MX Network, y'all. Too. So y'all can't watch on MX Network tonight. You don't have to watch these videos over here on YouTube. If you don't want to watch the videos, you can go over to MX Network if you don't have your free subscription. But you get a paid one too, you know what I'm saying? But you can get a free subscription. The link is in the description of this YouTube video. And you can come over and you can donate over there. There's a comment section and all that good stuff too. And I'm getting it turned on so y'all folks can talk over there. And you don't have to watch any of these commercials on YouTube. So it's just up to you, right, what you want to do. But you have that choice tonight. I know the other day, last couple times I went live, I didn't have all of that set up because I have to do a lot of setup for both of them. But yeah, y'all can go over to MX Network now and y'all can watch. Hey, Ty, we got Ty in the house over on MX Network. Okay, y'all. We got a lot to discuss tonight. First, let me say, I just got a text message, and I want to say to the person who messaged me, fuck you too. Don't text me, okay? Don't text me because you are in the same boat as the person you text me about. But the word is that there's this little dusty ghetto girl on YouTube right now who was talking a lot of junk a long time ago, and I did a whole lot for her. So I decided to trademark her YouTube name because I was going to take her channel down. Instead, she changed her name. But I heard you over there crying on live right now, telling people that I'm shadow banning you. How the fuck am I allowed to shadow ban somebody? Like, I want this lady to stay her name, to quit putting my name in her mouth. Somebody go tell Goddess motherfucking Masterpiece, but well, she changed her name. So whatever the fuck it is. But I heard her name has been changed. But if you know what her name is, go over there and tell the bitch shut up before I come get her new name and trademark that motherfucker too. Like, I don't know how many months it's been. I ain't said shit about you, bitch. Ain't nobody thinking about you. Leave me the fuck alone. Okay? You have 2 people watching you because nobody fucking watches you. You're a bum bitch. You're not interesting to watch. There's nothing about you that you offer to any damn body. You have them views because them your real views, bitch. Your real views. You buy views. So you broke right now and you haven't been able to buy views. It's probably more than likely what's going on. And because you can't buy no goddamn views, this is why you got low views. I'm about, yeah, apparently I'm shadow banning her. That I don't know how I shadow ban somebody on YouTube, bitch. Is my fault that you're shadow banned? You're not shadow banned. Them your real views. I don't know why you're such a pathological liar that you bought them views and then convinced yourself those were your real views. Girl, leave me alone. Because in a minute, I'm a trademark your. I feel that it is fair for me, as much money as I spent to help this girl, it is only fair that I could spend at least as much as that amount like fucking you up. So leave me alone because we still have a budget left. What I spent the first time is still not all that I sent you to help you over the years. So I can trademark your new name. And the name after that, and the name after that. How about we trademark your little fake ass organization, bitch, that you don't do no work with because you just want to be an activist so bad, but you ain't actively doing a motherfucking thing but running your ghetto ass mouth. So somebody run along and tell that bitch that. The same person who texts me, run along, go over there and tell her, stop texting me. I don't give a damn about that girl. She wants somebody to give a damn about her. I'll be in Brooklyn. Tell her I said drop her location. Tell her come pull up on me. Everybody tough behind a motherfucking screen. Tell her come say that shit to my face. That's what I bet she won't come and do. Okay? So leave me alone, girl. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. So I put a whole hurting on you, okay? I done left you alone. I done forgot all about your ass, and you still talking about me. I've never had a woman be this obsessed with me. A man, okay, I get it. If you a man, you know, you like you some Michi, but I ain't never had a bitch be this obsessed with me in her life. Like you have had my name in your mouth for, I don't know, 5 years straight now. Whether it's good, now it's bad. Just stop talking about me. Please, please, please. I hope God let us cross paths this weekend. I'm gonna beat your ass. I am. And my girl Chantel gonna be there with me. We're not gonna jump you. I just want her to take my debit card, come bail me out. But I'm sure gonna whoop your ass. You better stay in the house. Don't come nowhere near where I'm at when I'm in Brooklyn this weekend. I want us to walk past each other. I pray for it. Y'all pray with me. Come on. Num yo ho. Renge kyo. Come on, Lord. Let me see this hoe. Hey, real estate babe, I love you. Do not be. I'm gonna call you because it's not gonna be late where you are when we get off here because you 3 hours ahead. I just got home. I slept all day today, y'all. I didn't get no. When I'm traveling, I don't get no sleep. I gotta be up. I'll be up late, and then it's time to get up early, and it's always something to do. I'm tired. I told y'all if I don't get my hair dyed every 2 weeks, my whole head is gray. Do not let this color fool you. Okay, I got a whole head of gray hair. I'm tired. I'm fucking tired. We are coming to LA though, but let me tell y'all do me a favor, like this video, share the video, subscribe if you have not, hit the notification bell, tell them you want all notifications so they don't be hating when you be, I go live so you can get it. Go get your subscription at MX Network. Shout out to we got Karen in the house, Kimberly, shout out to Kimberly, Yvette, right? Mary, shout out to all the folks over here on MX Network. Yeah, that girl is a weirdo. She is a weirdo. I've never had a woman want to be me so bad. Now I've had a man love me where he just like want to be so close, he want to jump in my skin, but I get that because I love somebody like that too now. But girl, what is wrong with you? I ain't never seen a woman want to be somebody so bad. I'd want to be me too if I was you though. If I had your life, I would want Michi life instead. Absolutely. Like I get it, but I don't get it. Leave me alone, girl. Leave me the fuck alone. Y'all, we're going to get into a conversation. Now, we got several conversations to talk about. We're going to talk about Umar. We're going to play a video, Umar, because this is the end. I've been telling everybody left and right I've been talking to, this is the end for Umar. It really is the end for Umar. I don't think there's no coming back from what it is that he had happened. The school is about to be gone. If y'all do not know, you may know because it's already been all online for a couple of days. But Umar's school about to be gone. He about to be gone. And the school, they coming to take that shit and auction it off. So all the money that was put in, there is no school. There's no school. There's no school. We knew there was no school. It was an abandoned building, but I heard that he wants to protest. He wants y'all to come help him march against this, which is, we're going to get into the bullshit that he's saying and how, if you have any sense, clearly he's retarded and telling some lies. I want everybody to also know that the link to the Brooklyn event is finally up. I did put it up. It's on there. I do apologize for that. And I told you yesterday I don't be apologizing. If I'm wrong, I will. And I should have had the stuff up there on the site for the Brooklyn event, but it is up there now. I had to wait to put the stuff in, you guys. But Brooklyn is a 3-day event. So Friday, you guys, at 7 p.m. in the evening, we're having an open house for Ziax. So please come through. Bring your kids if you want to enroll them. If you have questions about Ziax, come through, meet the people, meet the staff, come see Q, come check out the school, ask about the curriculum, figure out how to enroll, okay? Even if you just want to come through because you would like to support, right, the efforts, but you want to see what you're supporting, come through. Ain't nobody hide what it is, what we doing, where it's at. So come through and just see the school and all of that. So y'all are welcome to do that. That is going to be Friday at 7 p.m. The link at the top of the chat box will take you guys over there. The link is also in the description of the YouTube video. For everybody over on MX Network, go to therealmichiex.com. You can also just go there and go to the event section, you guys, and come out and check us out. So that's Friday evening. We're going to do that. And then on Saturday and Sunday, Saturday we have the I might be telling this the opposite way, so go look and don't quote me on this. But Saturday, I believe, is the online Making Money Online class at 1 o'clock, and then Sunday at 1 or 2 o'clock will be the survival class. Okay, and so that is the schedule. All of that is up on the website for you to register. Now, I did do something different than I did last time. So y'all know that these events are all donation based. You can give what you can afford to give. We're not putting a dollar amount on any of that. But last time for Chicago, I had you guys just register for a ticket and then come out and to give the donations at the door. But we already know that, Chicago went to the left, which is on y'all. Like, the people that were supposed to be there were there. We had a great time. It wasn't all for nothing. I tell you all the time that we're not a monolith. We're not going to all get along. The people that were supposed to be there was there. A really dope group of people I was able to connect with that we can do more work together because they genuinely want to do the work. So I'm okay with that, right? But this time, if you go to the website to get your tickets, the tickets is you can pay what you want for it. The donation has to be given ahead of time. See, and I don't know why I even try to do this, because I've done this for years, and I've always known that if you don't make somebody give something, they feel like free is not worth anything. And I just want to be clear with y'all. Like, I charge $300 to take my boot camp. Play with me if you want to. You can think because I haven't put $300 on the ticket price for you to come through the door, that's me trying to give the solutions to the community. But if you look at the price of the event, because it is it's not a big price on it, or because you like the word free or give a donation, you playing your motherfucking self if you think that psychologically that means that what you're getting is not worth anything. You playing yourself, okay? And so I have learned that. I knew that I should have never done that. So we're going to do this the opposite way. If you want to get your ticket to come to the Brooklyn events, you need to give your donation online. And that's how you get your ticket. Now, again, you can give what you want. It's already set up on the site. You name your price, put in what you can afford, and your name will be there. Now, if somebody is like, well, Michi, I can't pay online. I'll see you on Saturday. I get paid. I got cash. That's fine. You could come to the door and give your donation as well. But the thing about registering and having your ticket assures that you have a spot, because we do have limited space. There are other things that go on in the building, like on Sunday and things of that nature. And so depending on what room we're in, there may be a limit to the amount of people that could come in the room. So getting your ticket ahead of time assures that you have your seat. Okay. That's what that means. But that does not mean you can't still show up and give your donation at the door. So I want y'all to know that, right? But that does not mean that we'll necessarily have room for you to come in. Okay. So just keep that in mind. I want to say to a couple of other people too, because y'all be hurting my head. Y'all know that the one thing that I can't stand is my pet peeve is people who don't think. And so I'm gonna say this, and it's probably gonna offend some of y'all, and I don't care, because a lot of y'all got offended last night, and I think like 30 of y'all unsubscribed from me. So I do want to allow anybody who wants to unsubscribe now, like, please do. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I prefer stupid people to get off my platform. I don't care how long you've been here. I want you to take your stupidity somewhere else. So if you're offended by anything I said last night, or you're offended by anything I'm about to say right now, I don't care. I don't. I want you to know, if you unsubscribe, I want you to also know too, because you just watched me, the algorithms is probably going to bring me right through your feed again. And what you do is there's 3 dots on the side of every video. You click those 3 dots and it says, I'm not interested. It says a couple other things, but choose the I'm not interested thing. And they will never bring my videos down your timeline again. And you can save yourself the headache, and I can save myself the headache, because y'all be pissing me off. So let me say something that might piss some more of you off. If the shoe fits, wear it. So one of y'all came into the comment section. I posted the announcement in the community section on YouTube. And I said, hey, this is what it is. The event is coming up. There is a link for you to go and register and to get your seats. Somebody says all of this information, but no location. And 7 of y'all liked the comment. I want to tell y'all, in the nicest way possible, that all 7 of y'all is stupid as fuck. You're dumb. You're stupid, and you're too old to be this dumb. And to be honest with you, I don't care to teach people like that how to make money online, because you're not going to have a business online. You're not going to make any money online if you don't simply have enough sense and you're not so lazy that you just click a link. So let me explain something to y'all. I will not be posting the address and where to come. Why is that? Because professionally, I have what's called a website. The event is on there. That's where you have to go register. Guess what? That's where the fuck all the information is, the address is, and anything you could possibly want to know about the event. You want me to put everything in the post for what? So you could just show up? That's not how this works. If you don't register for a ticket, you don't need the address, because I don't need you showing up without your ticket and doing things proper and in order. You don't understand that motherfuckers have so much room in a building. We need to know how many people are coming. If I have fucking paperwork that I need to give y'all, there are things I hand out in the class. I need to know who's coming. Why would I give you all of the information on a post? And then there's clearly a link that says, get your tickets here. Somebody suggested that I change it and I say, get your tickets and information here. Now, y'all too grown to be that dumb. If I have to say that to you, you're too stupid to make any money online. You're too dumb to do that. So don't waste your time and don't waste mine. This is the shit that I be talking about when I try to do stuff for people. And somebody said, Mitch, you could have just ignored that. No, the fact that 7 of y'all, 8 of y'all, because the person who made the comment had the nerve to say all this information and no location. Did you read the fucking post? You did see it was a link. It was lit up blue. Do you know blue means you could click it and it'll take you right to the event? Nowhere in your mind, as old as the fuck you are, you didn't think if I click this link, it's going to take me over to the information about the event. It took you longer to like that comment and write that dumb shit than it would have taken you just to click the link and in your face, biggest data address is right the fuck there. Y'all gonna quit playing with me. I understand why people get, when they get older, people say they get mean and rude. No, I just don't give no fuck because I don't have time to placate people or play with y'all, okay? So come on, stop being dumb. For real, stop being stupid, okay? And again, what happened in Chicago? I think a lot of y'all don't really value what the fuck was there, because if I came to an event, somebody turned me away, but I've been getting constant emails from each. I even sent y'all out an email and told you that the man lied to y'all. We would be back the next day. 50 of y'all signed up to come to both events because the man turned you away Saturday. Not 2 of y'all still came back the next day. 48 of y'all. Now, there were some who just signed up for Sunday and they showed up. But for those of you that signed up for Saturday and Sunday, when the man sent y'all away, none of y'all decided to come back on Sunday. None of y'all decided to email and check. 48 of y'all just said, fuck it and stay home. I want you to know, fuck you, because I feel I print out packets for you motherfuckers. Fuck you. I need my money back for the packets. How about that? Right? And you just kept your dumb ass at home. I'm not going to email. I'm not going to care. You know why? Because you didn't pay nothing to fucking be there. Because had you paid just $5, you would have been crying about your $5, right? So we're going to do things a little bit different. You will pay your donation on the website to get registered for the event. And that's how you're going to get your ticket and guarantee your spot. Okay? That's how we're going to do it now. So don't come asking me no dumb shit either. Where's the event? Click the link. Okay? All the information's there. I don't understand why y'all expect like for it to be, somebody put it in there. Don't put the address in there for them. They need to go click it and go see it. Because what I don't want you to do is show up. There's information in there. You need to go read the information about what the event's about, what time it starts, and all of that. Like that's where you get your information from. When you register, you get your email ticket, and all of that is on there, right? Do your due diligence. It amazes me. I say this all the time. Black people don't want freedom. And we're going to get in that tonight because Trump is now the very thing that he was doing with the immigrants. And this is what the government always does, right? They'll do a certain thing and get people to agree with it, right? Now, I agree the immigrants needed to leave, but that's not where it always ends. So now it's a slippery slope. And he's bringing the same force into D.C. against American people, Black people, right? To use those same forces to claim he's cleaning up the streets because now he's waging war on the crime that's in D.C. And he's using the same tactics, FBI, ATF agents, National Guard, and he's bringing them out. They arrested 23 people last night, right? And some people might say, oh, that's a good thing, but we're going to talk about the slippery slope that goes into, right? And so this is the thing I've been telling y'all for a long time. Y'all not willing to fucking give up anything for your freedom. Your freedom costs you something. And the truth is, it may cost you everything, but we're far past that point. There is no opportunity to have a revolution at all anymore. I want y'all to understand that, okay? And we'll get into that when we get into Trump. It's too late to have a revolution. And I'll explain exactly to you why that is. Because we didn't move when we were supposed to. But if you won't even send an email, if you won't drive 10 more minutes to come back to see if information that could be life-saving, I think this is why y'all play games. Because, see, there's going to come a time you're going to wish you had that survival information. I promise you, baby. It's going to be a time you wish you had that knowledge. This is not, let me just tell you something because it's entertaining. That's not what any of this is about. You're going to need that knowledge. A lot of y'all going to be mad at yourself that you didn't come and learn how to transition in a new economy and make money online, because you're going to lose your job. And when you're living in your car, because once you lose your job, you'll have a hard time finding another one. As people are losing their jobs, they will not be able to go back into the work field. It's not going to happen. People will lose jobs and then never gain another job again. You're going to wish you had taken the information that would have given you some stability, some freedom, and some assurity in your life for the things that's about to bust you in the ass. So again, if you don't care, that's on you. But we don't ever take the shit that we need serious enough. This is why I know that we're not finna get up and do a revolution. We're not finna fight for nothing. We just accept shit the way it is. That's your problem. That's your damn problem. Now, tomorrow, somebody brought up Katrina. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about Katrina. If you guys have not been watching it, it's on Hulu, so go and watch it. But I want to talk about Katrina, and I want to talk about the perspective of course, what really happened in Katrina. Like, New Orleans survived the hurricane. That's not what got them. The government got them. Okay? And I want you to understand that those things can happen to you wherever you are, no matter where you are. Okay. And that Katrina ought to be a eye opener to a lot of y'all. And plenty of things have happened since Katrina. I mean, we could talk about the floods in North Carolina when they were all flooding out there, all of the fires that fakely started in California. Like, they do this shit everywhere to everybody. So if you think you're safe because you're not, okay. Y'all should go watch it. You should learn something from it, because I promise that the depopulation agenda is still here, and there's plenty of ways that they get rid of people, right? And Katrina absolutely was one of those things. They took people's lives so they could take the land. You know, y'all think that only when they first came over here, you know, they kill people to steal the land. They still will kill you to take your land. You don't know that? Go to New Orleans now. It's all gentrified. All of them washed out areas, all of that culture we love so much is gentrified. Katrina did that. Y'all need to see shit for what the fuck it is. So with that said, y'all, the link to the event is in the top of this video in the comment section, but in the description, you can find the link to sign up for the events. You can also find the link to donate for those of you that asked that they want to donate. I want to reiterate again, I appreciate if you want to donate for the event, if you could do it through the website. That's the correct way to do it. I can show you how much y'all have donated. You can see all of that. So it just makes it easier to keep things in the right space and to be able to show y'all if y'all want to see what y'all done raised and what we done got with it. It just allows me to be able to present things more on the up and up, right? So I would prefer if y'all would do it that way. I do want to say one more shout out to several people that emailed after yesterday. So one woman did email and said that she would like to buy the laptop for the lady that's in the shelter. She said, Michi, I will do that. And so I want to say shout out to her. I appreciate that. And I thank you, because this is what I mean, that if everybody just do a little bit, we could do way more versus it just being me trying to do everything by myself. I refuse to do that anymore. So I want to thank the woman. I want to thank the people that did give donations to help with supplies for people. And thank the woman that offered to get that lady a laptop, because she's in a shelter. She's taking the class serious, but without having it, the laptop, she can't do nothing. So she needs that. So thank you very much for the person who did offer that donation. Okay. So with that said, y'all, let's get into this conversation. Somebody over here said, we looking into the mountains of Maryland. It never flooded in the mountains until this recent flood. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of places that you're gonna find all kind of stuff, right? All kind of stuff, right? The weather is no longer God created. Let's just keep that in mind and keep it there, right? But let's get into Umar, y'all. Umar Johnson. Let's get into Umar. I'm not even never calling him doctor anything ever again. You go ahead, but I'm straight. Umar, right? This is Umar. Jermaine. Ain't that his real name, Jermaine? Let's talk about Jermaine, y'all. So Jermaine, we're gonna watch this video with Mr. Jermaine. So if y'all don't know, he's about to lose the school. So apparently he owes a ton of money in bills for water, electricity, and other things, and some occupancy something for the building. I don't know. He's about to tell us 3 times. And so we're going to find out what he has to say about that. But the bottom line is he is about to lose the school. He claims that it's a setup because they froze his accounts at the same time that he had to pay this debt. So he's saying that, well, this is like a setup. They did this because they want me to not have the money to pay the debt. And what I'm going to say is you full of shit, because before they froze your account, how long did you owe that debt? For your electric bill to be $17,000, bruh. If you was going to pay them bills, you would have been paid them bills. Like, I don't think that they froze his account. If they did, I believe that it is the IRS. Okay. The IRS will come and get you if you are misappropriating funds. Even if you are a 501c3, you do not have to pay taxes on donations. But what you cannot do with the 501c3 is pay your personal bills. What he can do is pay himself a salary as a director of the organization and things of that nature. But what he cannot do is use that money to pay his rent and his personal belongings. He can pay himself and then pay his own bills. So he can get in trouble for that, right? Even if he is a 501c3. Okay, there's still a certain way to do that. So the only time I've ever seen a bank account, if he's telling the truth, the only time I've ever seen a bank account get frozen and then disappear all at the same time is the IRS. Now, I have had an audit. Long time ago, they audited my ex-husband's a tax return. He sent it in. They claimed they never got it. So then they wanted him to file it. They filed it themselves. Then they wanted to audit him. He did not get a piece of paper back to them when they were going through the whole process, and he was late getting it. And like 2 days after the due date, any account he had his name on, we had a joint account. They not only, I won't say they froze the account, they removed all of the money out of the account we had and closed the account. So when that happens, it's not like, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Y'all give me 1 second. I gotta plug this in. Let me see. Oh shit, y'all can't see me. Hold on. What I did. Hold on, y'all. Let me cut this camera back on. I'm trying to figure it out. This new laptop acting a damn fool. I think we got it together, but let's see. Okay, I think we good. Okay, let me figure out. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut the damn camera. Can y'all even hear me? Okay, wait. I think we good. This laptop is trying to go off on me. Okay, I think we back. Y'all can hear me and see me, right? Yes. Okay. Thank you. And shout out to E7. E7 be look, E7 don't come. Who is E7? E7 be coming through showing love every night. Shout out to you. Thank you for the 150 donation on MX Network, you guys. But again, okay, so Umar Johnson, when the IRS frees your account, they do not just take your money out of your account and then like you don't have money in there. You cannot use that account any longer because they take everything from that account. And anytime something comes through there, they're going to snatch it. So essentially, they will close your account out. And you will call the bank, and the bank will be like, well, you don't have an account here anymore. So that's the only time I've ever seen that happen. So what Umar is describing, if he is telling the truth, the IRS froze those accounts. But I don't know if he's telling the truth. He might be lying, because when he says, why would they freeze our accounts at the same time we owe this bill? I feel like you're just using that as an excuse to say why you couldn't pay the utilities, right? Because if you had the account just 2 weeks ago and it was unfroze, you owe a $17,000 bill on water or electricity, one of them. You would have been paying the bills if you had the money. So it don't even make no sense to me. But this is what he want everybody to believe, that they froze his account, that the government is working together because they are just against Umar Johnson. That don't even make no sense, Umar. It don't even make no sense. So we're gonna listen to what he have to say. But if black folks get this man some money, he talk about a second school. He said he gonna get the funds and start a second school. If y'all get this man some more money, I swear for God, if you do, something is wrong with you. I just want you to know. I don't even know the word for what you are if you get this man some money, but you something other than a person with some damn sense. We're gonna come up with a name for your asses, okay? Let me read this super chat. And we're about to watch what he got to say. We're about to watch these bullshit ass lies. Let's watch these lies. Let me see. Shout out to Chris. Hey, Chris in the house. Chris always showing love. Chris says, I hope all is well. We got another Wesley Snipes. And if you stop going to these cities, your laptop will act right. LOL. This is a new one. It ain't really mine. It's the one I be traveling with. I got laptops all over the house. I took this from my baby because he's not in class right now. So I took this from him. That's what I get for taking the kid's laptop, huh? My other one be acting up. So somebody said a second school. Right. Let me put this up there. Ain't nobody got time for you, Umar, and this butch. Shout out to Nastasa for the $20 holla hotel Michi. Hey, got your tickets to you Friday. Okay, good. You're gonna be in Brooklyn. Good. Thank you for the support. It's nice to see people that are on the platform and be able to put a face with the name. So I look forward to seeing you. I really do. Okay, so let me see. Let me share my screen and let's see what the Prince of Pan-Africanism is talking about. Okay, hold on. Here we go. He wants y'all to protest. So let's see. Now, I'm not going to start at the beginning because he do a whole lot of Ifa Tune Day, Shaboon Day, Shabadaba Day. He does a lot of that before he gets into it. So we're just going to go right to the part where he start asking for donations and talking about why they did him wrong and this is not his fault. So we're just going to go straight to his excuses. Here we go.
Not only are the accounts frozen, make sure y'all hit my Venmo and my PayPal. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist, or tap my Venmo. Text me for the links to donate to FDMG. Text me for the links to support Dr. Umar. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. On August the 5th, brothers and sisters, on August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a notice to auction off the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy campus for unpaid vacant property registration fees. I repeat, on August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a lien to auction off the campus we bought, the campus we've been working on for 6.5 years. I was not notified of this. We were not notified of this. This past weekend, without an email, this past weekend, without a letter in the mail, this past weekend, without a phone call, the city of Wilmington put a notice on the door handle of both of our schools, informing me that if we don't pay the past due vacant property registration fees and outstanding utilities by the 25th of Black August, they will sell our campus. Brothers and sisters, can I ask you a question? Why were we not notified that they were going to try to sell our campus? Brothers and sisters, why are they trying to sell our campus at the very moment that our accounts are frozen? Brothers and sisters, is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that the city of Wilmington is trying to sell properties that we own and have been working on continuously behind our backs. They were going to sell our schools behind our backs. They didn't even tell us that they were going to try to sell our schools. We received no notice in the mail. We received no notice by email. We received no phone calls at all that they were going to try to sell our schools. Instead, they put a notice on the door handle. Somebody stole one set of notifications and sent it to the YouTubian struggle streamers. Somebody stole the Frederick Douglass High School paperwork off the front door and sent it to the struggle streamers. But luckily for us, Sister Ra Ebony was able to get the...
I want y'all to know that I am a struggle streamer according to him. Q is a struggle streamer according to him. We're all struggle streamers compared to him. But if he's not struggling on streaming, I just want to clarify something for everybody. If he gets all these views he claims, YouTube pays out the ass. Like if he really jumped his lazy ass online and just did some videos, that man could probably make about $20,000 in a month. So he not even willing to put in the work himself to save the damn school. Let's be clear about that, okay? So if we're struggling and you're succeeding, successful content creators, bruh, us struggle streamers actually make quite nice checks. So your check should be astronomical. So why don't you go and get the money for the school? I just want to point that out to everybody. We all struggle streaming, but he the one that's broke. He the one that's broke, not the rest of us so-called struggle streamers, okay?
Paperwork off the Marcus Garvey School before the haters stole that paperwork. I believe, brothers and sisters, and please let me know your opinion. I believe, brothers and sisters, and please let me know your opinion. I believe, brothers and sisters, and please let me know your opinion. I believe that they were going to sell the school, and they wanted to sell the school before we found out. I believe that they wanted to sell the school before we found out. We were not supposed to know that they were going to sell our school. Why do I say that? We were given no notification. We received no letter in the mail. We received no email. We received no phone call that they were going to try to sell our schools. Instead, they put a notice on the door. In a low-income neighborhood, they put a notice on the door with rubber band and masking tape. They put a notice on the school front door with a rubber band and masking tape. Brothers and sisters, it gets worse.
Is anybody in here claiming to be his brother or his sister, as much as he calls us that? But I just want to say, we watch Umar, and I don't really watch Umar, but every time you see Umar, even if y'all don't, isn't he in front of that school with some type of dumbass headband on his head, walking around, picking up trash, acting like he's doing something at the school? Much time you spend at that school, how you ain't have no notification? How you ain't get what you was supposed to get? They didn't notify you? Stop it. Stop it, Umar. They didn't notify you? Okay. I don't think any of us believe that.
Back in April, when I found out about the overdue vacant property registration fees, I had asked the city of Wilmington if they could retroactively apply our nonprofit waiver. According to the nonprofit waiver for the city of Wilmington, if you are a nonprofit organization, they will waive your vacant property registration fees for 4 years. If you are a nonprofit organization in the city of Wilmington, they will waive your nonprofit vacant property registration fees for 4 years. If they would have applied our...
I want to say something about that too to everybody that may be obvious to y'all, but we're just going to say it anyway. He has had this school for quite a few years now. He didn't just get this school. So how do you get a school and you don't know that there is a property fee? You been knew there was a property fee. You've had 4 or 5 years. How long you own this school already? He was on something talking about he bought this school 5 years ago. So you own it for 5 years. You don't know that there is a building property fee after all this time, and you're trying to contact them. I just want y'all to hear this bullshit. He's trying to contact them to get them to waive those fees because he's a nonprofit. Why haven't you done this in all the years that you've had the school? You should have been done that. Now you claim you're working on doing that. You ain't know you knew you owed them water bills. You wasn't getting a water bill every month. We all get a bill. We all know when we're past due in our homes, much less a school. So all of this you don't know. You knew you wasn't paying the bills. And then the next question to y'all, if his accounts are justly frozen, trust me, I want to use the word justly frozen because you obviously were not paying the bills with the donations. Brothers and sisters, he was not paying the bills with the donations. Sisters and brothers, he was not paying the bills with the donations because you have property taxes, you have a water bill, you have the light bill. You have been had those bills. So if you're not paying, those are the only bills you have for the school right now, as well as, oh, I'm fixing the school up. You did some painting, you did some other stuff. Don't look like you've done much in the school, but just paint it a little bit, right? Put some murals on the wall, put your ugly ass face on the side of the building. That's all you've done. So my question would be, what has he been doing with the donations if he not paying the bills? Right, he too busy crushing cookies and chasing Cinnabons. You know what I'm saying? So again, this just sounds stupid to me. All of a sudden, after all these years, you didn't know you needed to pay these bills. You didn't been fill out that form that you're talking about now. Sound like a bunch of bullshit to me. Anybody who falls for this, you're stupid. I just want to say that to you ahead of time. Something wrong with you. And I don't know what's wrong with you, but something is wrong with you.
For nonprofit vacant property registration waiver, we would owe absolutely nothing. We would owe absolutely nothing. We would owe absolutely nothing. But I asked them, and they ignored my emails for 4 months. They ignored my phone calls for 4 months. They ignored our emails for 4 months. They ignored our phone calls for 4 months. And instead, the first time I hear from them since April, the first time I hear from them since.
When you have property taxes or you have something or there is a lien put on your property because you have not paid your water bill and it's $17,000 or the electric bill, they do not start that process in 4 months and then take your shit. You have had 4 years, Umar, to figure this shit out. So if anybody understands how these things work, nobody, when the city comes to take your shit or there is a lien put on your properties because of bills and things you have not paid, the process of that is much longer than 4 months. So even if you have been contacting them for 4 months, you have owed these bills for a long time in order for these companies to put a lien on you. $17,000 tells me this nigga ain't paid one water bill since he had the water on. That's what that tells me. But he want to act like all this happened in the process of 4 months. Please do not fall for that, because when you do owe stuff, if you own property, you own a home, yes, these bills and these collectors can put a lien on your property to say you owe this stuff. And if you look at the paperwork, all of that is in there, that he owes this stuff to all of the city for bills and things like that. So it's just not about the property tax he's supposed to pay. And they will not come and swoop your shit up. You can owe property taxes on your home and everything for quite a while, several years before they come take your shit, okay? Just so we're clear, brothers and sisters and brothers, how this works. His timing, the amount of stuff he is saying, this shit is, it doesn't work like this. I want everybody to know this is not how this works. What he is saying does not make any sense.
Contacting them April, asking them to apply our vacant property registration fee waiver to the past 4 years so we would owe absolutely nothing. They ignored me since April. They ignored me since April. No phone call, no email, nothing in the postal mail since April. And the first thing we find out, the first time we hear from them since April, is a letter on the front door of the school, affixed with a rubber band and masking tape. A rubber band and masking tape. Brothers and sisters, giving us 20 days to pay these back taxes. We already paid $30,000 for water that we don't even use.
So why you got
We just paid $30,000 to the city of Wilmington for water that we don't even use. And now we got to pay another $30,000 for vacant property registration fees that we shouldn't even owe because we should have a waiver. We should have a waiver. We should have a waiver. And it gets worse, brothers and sisters. It gets worse because they are raising the vacant property registration fee. They are raising the vacant property registration fee this fall from $5,000 a year to $12,000 a year. I'm gonna say it again.
I want to say to the person I put that up on the screen, you are absolutely right, Chef P. He hasn't fixed the building enough to get them off the vacant property list. That is something that we should be questioning too. Like he always tells you, the school is in excellent condition. It's in great condition. Absolutely, it is not. It was an abandoned building when he bought that building, and he has not fixed it up enough. He shows us the same hallway. He shows us the same set of bathrooms. He shows us the same gym that he has painted, and that's all he's done. So you have this second building that he ain't touched at all, and you got 90% of the first building that he is not fixed up. So again, you keep acting like this school is in good mint condition and you don't need much. We just gotta put some tiles on the floor, brothers and sisters. If that was all that he had left to do and he had really been fixing up the building, you wouldn't be on the vacant property list. The city said you have an abandoned building. It's abandoned. You own it. You be over there all the time. You claim this is your school, but yet it still is considered abandoned. That tells us right there you haven't done shit to that school to fix it up. So now I ain't donated none. So maybe people gonna say you can't ask questions. So I don't give a fuck. But for the people who have, I would just want to know, where has the donations been going? If you're not, that's what these things are for. You should have been fixing it up. There is a list of things he must do to get it off the abandoned list. So he should have been working very hard at that list. He should have been showed everybody that list when he first got into the school and said, look, these are the criteria and the things that we need to meet in order to get this off the abandoned list so that we don't have to keep paying this fee for it. I find it very interesting that Umar claims that this is a school for the community, and this is where the arrogance comes in with a lot of motherfuckers that claim they're doing something for the community. And so a lot of times it falls on the men. Men are very arrogant that work for the community or act like they're working for the community. This arrogance comes in that he has, right? Because if this school is for the community and people have been donating all this money, guess what? Those people, there should be a board for that school. There should already be a board. And whenever funds come in, the board should be able to see how much money they have. The board should be deciding, what are we going to address first? What are we going to address later? The board should be helping him make those decisions. Umar is not going to live forever. So if this school would have ever got up and running, what happens to running and controlling the school? That's not how schools work. That's not how things that are built by the community works. When you do things to that standard, you are supposed to have a board of people that represent the community and help him make these decisions. They're able to see the paperwork. They know what's going on. The fact that he hasn't done any of that in having this school, and there's not a group of people or anybody else that represents the community that can vouch for how much funds he got, what they really owe, the process that they're going through, and where they are, that tells you he's scamming the hell out of people right then and there, because he should not be the only one. And I'm going to go ahead while I'm saying this and bring it back over to Tariq. It's the same thing that I said about that goddamn hidden history nightclub, because it's damn sure not a museum. But y'all bought that building for Tariq. If it is a building for the community, it should have been bought under his nonprofit, and that nonprofit should have a board of members. So if anything ever happens to Tariq, that building actually belongs to the community because y'all bought it. So the funds from the events and everything else should not be taking care of Tariq and his family and going to his personal bank accounts. That money should be coming in, and people should be talking about, how do we use this to take care of the museum? So let me just throw that out there to the Black community. Anytime somebody says, I am building something in the name of the community and I need y'all money to build this for us, it's for us. There should always be a board of members that belong to the community, that have a say in what goes on with the building and with the funds, and helps to make decisions. That is the proper way that those things are done, just so that we're clear. Okay. So next time, if y'all decide to fund somebody that claims they're building something for the community, that building is supposed to belong to the community. It's not supposed to directly belong to them. This is why he in all the trouble now, because he's not doing it right. There's legalities.
They are raising the vacant property registration fee this fall from $5,000 a year to $12,000 a year. Brothers and sisters, I want y'all to get ready for a protest. I want all FDMG donors and supporters to get ready for a protest. We may have to march on City Hall, brothers and sisters. We may have to march on City Hall because of the racism. I'm going to call it what it is, racism. Discriminatory treatment. Why did we get no notification that y'all were going to sell our schools? Why did you not respond to any of our emails to retroactively apply our vacant property registration fee waiver? I knew they didn't want Dr. Umar in Wilmington. I didn't know it was this bad. I knew that the power structure, I'm not talking about the brothers and sisters in the community. They love us. Shout out to our Wilmington, Delaware family. Shout out to our Wilmington, Delaware family. They love Dr. Umar and FDMG. I'm talking about the power structure of Wilmington, Delaware. We knew they didn't want us in that city, but we didn't know they would go this far as to ignore us for 4 months and try to sell the school behind our backs. I didn't know they would go this far as to ignore us for 4 months and try to sell the school behind our backs. I didn't know they would go this far to ignore us for 4 months and try to sell our schools that we've been working on for 6.5 years behind our backs. So brothers and sisters, this is what we're going to do. We're going to fight like hell to get our money from the bank. We're going to pay off this vacant property registration fee waiver. And we might still have a protest at City Hall because this is wrong, brothers and sisters. I have emailed the mayor. I have gotten no response. I have emailed the chief of staff. I have gotten no response.
Just pay your
I have
bill.
emailed the city council president. I have gotten no response. So brothers and sisters, I'm going to meet with my team and we're going to decide if we're going to go ahead and have this protest. And it ain't going to be one. We're going to do multiple protests. And we're going to invite our donors and supporters from across the state of Delaware, our donors and supporters across the United States, and our donors and supporters across the entire planet. We may have to march on Delaware to let them know that you don't treat black people like this. Because if I was white, I wouldn't have been treated like this. If we were Asian, we wouldn't have been treated like this. If we were Arab, we wouldn't have been treated like this. If we were Jewish, we wouldn't have been treated like this. But we were treated like this because we were black. How dare you ignore us for 4 months and then put a sign on our door without even telling us that you're going to sell our properties? Brothers and sisters, why didn't we receive a certified letter? Why didn't we receive a certified letter? Why didn't we receive an email? Why didn't we receive a phone call? Oh, we not going to quit. We not going to give in.
I think everybody should quit. I think it is time to quit. And if y'all don't know, then something is wrong with y'all. I just want to say that, right? So again, he said he's at the school for 6 years. I thought it was like 4. How do you have the school for 6 years and you ain't been paying none of these bills, bruh? You ain't been paying none of these bills. And then you see how he tell y'all, we gonna get our school back. We gonna march and protest. If y'all was a different race, and you know, I don't like when people play the race card when it's not necessary. Let me tell you something. The reason why I say that is I've seen a whole lot of racism around this motherfucker, from the shit that we go do, the stories that we have seen, all of the stuff that happens. We have seen plenty of racism. This is not racism, Umar. All of those races of people still would be going through what he's going through right now. If in 6 years you ain't been paying these bills, I'm sure that they have sent you all kind of paperwork before now, but here you are acting like they just did this to you because you was black. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all better not go out there and march and protest with this man. If y'all do, y'all some fools. And we're going to make some videos and watch our protests and we're going to laugh at y'all dumbasses. I don't understand if anybody continues to support this man. I believe that this is the downfall of Umar. I believe that we are not going to see much more of Umar, right? Right. Somebody said these are bill collectors. I know bill collectors. It is racist because the water company wants their $17,000. I know that's racist because if you're Jewish, the water company and the electric company don't ask for their bills and they'll let you rack up almost $20,000 because of your race. They only require Black people to pay their bills. Yeah, that makes all the fucking sense in the world. I told somebody, and I want to say this for all of the men that are out there. I have these conversations with my brothers in the fight a lot of times. So I'm going to say this. I knew that this was Umar's downfall, regardless of what's happening with the building and things of that nature when women got involved. And I'm going to tell you why. His biggest donors are women. And one thing that men do not realize when they go into leadership is either you need a wife or you need to control your penis. Okay, that's what you need. Because if we look over time, every man, not saying they're innocent, right or wrong, they can do a lot of shit. But when it comes to womanizing and you pull that factor in, and then you have these women talking about the shit that you're doing to them and that you're just using your status so that you can sleep with these women and taking advantage of them, it's always over for a motherfucker when women start calling you out for being a predator. That's always the beginning of a motherfucker's downfall. I want you to go watch all of the men. It's not about whether they really did this shit or not. They may be very guilty of everything they've been accused of, but you can watch them do whatever they want. Let me tell you something. Women can build nations, but we can destroy those motherfuckers too in a heartbeat. So at the end of the day, when this woman came out and started talking about stuff that she knew about him in private, and then he showed his character, started talking about her son. You running to school, but you putting you doxing this woman, putting her phone number out there. But I thought it was about protecting Black queens. Most of his donors are women. He really thought that was going to be cool. Somebody brought up Polite. Absolutely. What brought Polite down? His perversion. If you're going to be a man, let me say something. I look at my brother Q all the time, and you know why he ain't caught up in no shit with no motherfucking women? Because he got a wife. You don't think women come to Q? Oh, Q butter. I got my son and I'm a single mother and I need to put my son into school, and they got all of these little sad stories and tales and they want to bat their little eyes and they be hoping Q gonna save them. You know what happens? It's a lady named Marsha. That's his wife. And he said, well, talk to my wife. So now you got to talk to his wife, right? Ain't no having lunch with me, bitch. And then you want to give me the googly eyes. His wife stands in front of him and she protects him from all of that shit that these women try to do when they want to rub up against you and be next to you. And then when they don't get what they want, oh my God, you're a womanizer, right? But Umar goes around. He talks to all of these women. His events are always catered to these women. They're single women. They're out here talking about their kids. And he doesn't use it as an opportunity to help them. He uses it as an opportunity to get in their draws. Men, as leaders, you must get your penis under control, or you must cover yourself with a wife. One or the other. If not, you are going to find yourself, no matter what you have done, you can do a lot of stuff and people will overlook it. When you begin to play these games and the women come against you and start crying about what you done did to them and he a predator and he do this, it's your end is coming. This is the beginning of your end. And any man I watch in leadership that I give a fuck about, we have this conversation. Bruh, I'm telling you as a woman, this is what you don't do. So I know it was the end for this man. Ain't nobody finna help him and give him no more funds. I want to see this protest. So this is the thing, though. What is Umar going to do? Because the school about to be gone. There are no funds in that account. Either he was lying and he had no funds and he's telling y'all that so that people will help him get more money, or either the IRS is taking those funds. He will not be getting those funds back whatsoever. I've never seen anybody get their bank account frozen and the IRS take your money and you ever get it back. It's not coming back. It's not coming back. Once they got them funds, you can file all you want to file. They're going to always see on their behalf because they're not cutting you a check back. Once they take it, they keeping it. That's how it works, right? So he doesn't have any more money. They're about to take the school. So there's another video that he was talking about maybe getting a second school. So you mean to tell me after how badly he handled this in 6 years of having the school, over 10 years of collecting money, he really thinks somebody going to give him some more money to try this all over again? They not. I have more faith in the community in that. I don't really think that they finna do none of that, right? Somebody said he stole the money. Absolutely, he took the money. He took the money because his ass is using it to pay his personal bills and taking care of himself. That's why he ain't been paying the water bill. And he gonna say, we owe all this money on a water bill that we not using. Sir, who went down there and cut the fucking water on? Who cut the water on in the building? You did, Umar. You cut the water on in the building. Now, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Walk with me for those of us that have some sense. We all have a water bill in our house. Maybe some of y'all is included in your stuff, but I pay my water bill. A lot of us have to pay our water bill. And you know what happens when I turn on the water? I pay a bill. If I have a leak and something's dripping, my bill might go up and I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Why is my bill so high? Maybe I got a leak in it. But do you know what happens if I leave my house and I go on vacation for a whole month and not one person is flushing a toilet, brushing their teeth, washing no clothes, or running no water in my house? You know what happens? I get home and that water bill is like $10. The water bill charges you when you're using water. So how much goddamn water is you in there using? Umar, do you live in the school? Do you be living in the school, Umar? Because I'm not understanding how you use so much water when there's nobody in the school using water. Even though you got the electricity on, the bill is based on how much you turn the electricity on or the water on and off. I don't think any of us are that dumb that we don't understand that concept. Our water bill and our electric bill works the same way. So you have this big ass building. You're not really using it for school or anything. So why is the water bill so big? Tells me you've not paid one water bill since you got the water cut on to owe that kind of money. Come on. And it's just going to be interesting. You know how they do these things with superstars? Like, where are they now? Like, I want to see Umar this time next year because he's not going to have the school to ask for donations no more. I'm hoping, I've seen more retarded shit from people before, but that nobody's really finna buy his bullshit. And like, at the end of the day, what's going to be his new grift to try and get money from somebody? The only thing I think that he has left, I think y'all should watch, Umar's going to start to go live a lot more or do more content on his platforms because like he calls us struggle streamers, he got so many viewers. And I think people will be interested in watching his downfall. So he's going to get views because of that. But at the end of the day, mark my words, you're going to watch Umar doing a whole lot more videos on YouTube because he's going to try and get that content creator money because there's no money left because ain't nobody finna be donating to that shit that he doing. No more. Now, with that being said, let me shout out these super chats, and then I want to say something about this whole situation pertaining to the community. Shout out to Deacon. Says the dope man got that money. I don't know. Homegirl said that he be on them things, doing them drugs. I don't know. I do know that I did see a live the other day. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but somebody went back and got old videos of Umar. A lot of people are playing that. But there was a video. He was in a hotel room and he was on live and he told the audience, he was like, hold on, let me get this light or something about a light. He steps off the camera and you hear him go like he is sniffing a line of coke, and then he you don't see the lights in the room change at all. So I don't know what light he was going to do something to, and he come back in the screen. But it do seem like he just, I don't know, I'm just saying allegedly, it seemed like he went off camera and was, he had some booger sugar and then he came back. So he do be looking kind of sweaty lately when he be in his car, but it's summertime, so he could be hot. I don't know. But I'm not going to completely disagree with that comment. Thank you for the super chat. Well, here he comes. He could come back with another $2 holler and said they went up his nose. That is what a lot of people have said, right? And he come back again. He said, black women forever, schools for black boys never. That's going to be his new saying. And shout out to an assassin with the $20 holler said there is a metaphysical reason behind every great man. There is an even greater woman. Absolutely. Absolutely. And for somebody who sits around and talks about black women are so great and this and that, I'm always leery of a man who claims he loves black women so much, but yet it's still you have had the hardest time at the age you are, and you have not found a black woman yet to secure, to walk next to you, somebody that is willing to, walk in what it is that you're doing. And all these women throw themselves at you. It's because you just want to take advantage of all of that notoriety and all the women that chase after you so you could get a whole bunch of Cinnabons. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the hell he be calling them, right? I also think that Umar over-sexualizes black women a whole lot. He doesn't use the basic terms that we use. He comes up with all these funny ass terms. But if you listen to the way he talks, he's always talking very sexual in his comments to the women in the comment section. He says words like Cinnabon or, gummy bear and shangos. And he comes up with these stupid ass words. But at the end of the day, he sexualizes black women very much, very much. Somebody say he want two queens. Yeah, he do. But He killed me with that too. I get tired of hearing these leaders with that shit too. Let's go to all the leaders we know that claim they in polygamous relationships. Where are they now? Where's Nature Boy? Where's Polite? You a bum. Let me explain something to y'all about having many wives or polygamous relationships. Y'all be doing this shit backwards. Polygamy is not about you having a whole bunch of women. And if you're going to be a man that has several wives, that means you have 2 women to take care of, 3 or however many wives you choose. This is not about them just, you don't even have a house. Nigga, you living in an abandoned school. You live with your mama. Like at the end of the day, where are you taking these queens? These Cinnabon, pecan, caramel queens. Where are you taking them? You can't take care of yourself. How are you going to take care of these women? Black men in the community, y'all be killing me in the hood. Talking about, yeah, I want to be in a polygamous. Your pockets say you don't have what it takes to be in a polygamous relationship. The new polygamy in the hood is I need 3 wives so they can go to work and take care of me. That's not how the fuck polygamy works. Okay? It's not how it works. I've never understood how he want more than one woman when the nigga can't even take care of himself. He just want to have a bunch of sex with everybody. Y'all should have looked at him sideways when he was sitting around in the hotel loving on Sukihana. Do y'all know who Sukihana is? Do y'all know who Sukihana is? One of the most disgusting, over-sexualized, her whole videos be smelling like Newport's condoms and E&J. But he told y'all she was still a queen. He went to go meet with her. And 2 hours after they was together taking pictures, he come going live from his hotel room laid up like he just got finished putting in work. Are y'all serious? Like there are signs. There have been signs. And y'all should have been seeing them. Let me say this though about the community. I got to make this point, and some of y'all might get upset. We got to stop fucking being played by people, y'all. I'm going to say this. I say this all the time. I need y'all to do y'all due diligence because what's going to happen is this happens all the time. Umar has played the goddamn community. People are going to feel some type of way that did support him and help him. And they're going to come to this awakening that he was full of shit and that it was not a real thing. And they're going to feel some type of way. Okay. That's what's going to happen. But what is also going to happen is that if there's anybody that comes along like a cute butter and they need support to build a school, they are going to judge that person based off of the hurt that they got from Umar. So I want y'all to really understand, as long as I've been in this fight, when people do this shit in our community, it hurts those of us that actually need the support of the community, that actually need funds to make things happen. But we are actually doing something, but y'all being so jaded by the last motherfucker, y'all don't have any trust for the people who actually come through and want to do the right thing with the community and build something for real. Now you got your heart broken. It's just like a motherfucker be in a relationship and they done been played by every goddamn man they've been with. So then they find a man who really want to do right by them and they don't even know how to receive that. So they destroy it and run from it and fuck it up before it ever turns into anything because they're so used to being done dirty. It's the same thing that happens in the Black community when it comes to doing work in the community. Same thing. And so I just want to ask y'all to be a little bit more diligent before y'all help people so that you don't have to take this situation, take it in, feel wounded, not have any trust in the Black community anymore. And it hurts those that are doing the real efforts, just like when you're fucked up when it comes to relationships. So do your due diligence, okay? And the due diligence is simply this, because I'm going to bring up a couple people for y'all. Now, first of all, Umar Johnson, again, he says he's building a school. Y'all should have required him to have a board. The community is donating the money. He should have definitely had meetings to where people that were donors and supporting, that they would be able to be a part of the board. When you have an organization, you actually have to have a board. The board should not be people we don't know or his mama or his family members whose name he put on there to get the organization together. It should be people within the community. So that is a first sign right there. Y'all should require anybody who's talking about building something for the community and y'all giving the funds, any building, a museum, that's actually a nightclub, a motherfucking abandoned school that's supposed to be something. That's a sign right there. So stop doing that if you don't require them to have a board that belongs to the community that helps make decisions, can see what's going on. They know what's happening with the funds. That's what is required of that, okay? People like Jay Morrison. Let's go look at Jay Morrison real quick. People gave Jay Morrison $14 million to invest, okay, in real estate. All y'all had to do before y'all gave this man your money, instead of being over emotional because he said he was young Malcolm, so he played on words, he played on psychology when it comes to the people, right? This is all he did. He told y'all Tulsa, Oklahoma fund. Those words riled up emotions inside of Black people, and y'all gave without doing your due diligence, because all y'all had to do was say, look, bro, if you think we finna give you our money, can you show us your real estate portfolio? You see how simple that was? Before you allow this man to invest your Black dollars, can you at least ask him to prove that he knows how to invest in real estate, that he has some type of a portfolio? That's all y'all had to ask for. And when this man could not show you that he didn't own one, because Jay Morrison didn't own one piece of fucking property. He didn't own anything. He had never owned anything. When he started that fund, there was nothing he could have showed you. And all you had to do was ask him. That's all you had to do. And if he can't produce that he is knowledgeable enough to support a fund because he hasn't even invested in anything small for his own life, that should have been a red flag for you. Come on, y'all. We got to stop ignoring red flags. I need to say it in a way to go back to relationships. When a nigga meets you and he ain't never got time to call you, all he ever do is text you. He don't pick up his phone after a certain time. And when he's around you, his phone is on silent. He always keep it face down. That's called a red flag. Good. Don't make an excuse. Just leave his ass alone. This shit be in our face and we don't even care. So before you get upset at other people in the community, do your due diligence. Because let me show you the opposite of that, right? Now, first of all, let's talk about Polite, because even with Polite, before what he went to jail for, right, there were signs of that too. There were people talking about him messing with younger girls in the community. He was bringing that young girl on platforms. The community watched him prance that young girl around and groom her. He said things that were red flags and nobody paid attention. Nobody cared. When Polite started preaching that Black shit, and then every time you turned around, this nigga was downtown with some snow bunnies on his car, that should have been a red flag for y'all right then and there. But no, y'all had to wait till he went to jail for doing what he did to that 14-year-old. And even to this very day, it's some of y'all who still go hard body and don't want to believe that he did what he did. Something wrong with y'all too. I just want you to know that something is very wrong with you. Now let's go to the opposite side of that. Let's go to Q. We could use me, but let's use Q, right? If Q tells you that he needs you to support a school and he needs you to support something he's doing in the community, guess what? If you ask Q to show you his work, he can. If you ask Q, oh, you want me to support your school? You have a school? You can show up to the school and walk through the building. You can speak to parents who will tell you their kids have attended his school and how great that the school has helped advance their children's education. You can see what Q has been doing for 8 years. If I asked y'all to invest in something, which I recently have, I've asked y'all to help me have a combination of not having to do everything for the community alone. If y'all do y'all part, I do my part, we can actually get it done. Well, see, the proof is in the pudding, because for the past so many years, I've thrown all kinds of events for the community, brought solutions, giving free stuff, giving stuff away, giving people the stuff that they need. And I've not asked y'all for $1. I've never asked y'all to fund any of my shit, but I make it happen. So this woman is not trying to get the community. She ain't ever even asked us for nothing. That should be proof right there. There are tons of people that can tell you all of the stuff that I've helped them with, all of the things that I've done. Y'all can see all of the events that I've thrown. They are there. You go to the website, you can see all the pictures over the years of all of the cities that we have gone to, all of the folks that we have helped, all of the work that I have put in. There should be evidence. For somebody to say I'm doing something for the community, there should be evidence. Just like there are red flags for the people that are playing y'all, there are green flags for the people who are not. The proof will be there. Just ask for it. And anybody who is doing real work will not have a problem with you asking to prove anything. Now, I thank everybody that is giving a donation. And I don't owe any of the people who have an explanation, but I could put up on the screen right the fuck now on my website and show you how much money we have collected so far. And if you asked me to do that, I shouldn't have any problem showing you that. Although it's probably only maybe like $200 because y'all ain't gave me shit. Which is fine, because I'm still gonna go to where I need to go. I asked them for them funds so I could help the community, right? As y'all saw, there was a lady who didn't have a laptop. When I go to these events, there are people on a budget, people in a bad way. They don't have the money to necessarily buy certain things they need for the survival. I would like to give to the community just to make sure that everybody's okay. And I just wanted y'all help with supplies. So I'm gonna do my part. If y'all don't donate enough, there won't be no supplies. That's your part. And I'm gonna look at y'all and be like, well, y'all failed the people. Michi didn't. Michi showed up. I paid to get here. I got my Airbnb. I taught my classes. I gave my information to these people. I didn't charge no main part. I did my part. So if people don't get supplies, I'm going to tell y'all failed the people. I didn't fail them. I did my shit. Okay. So like, again, if y'all don't give, I don't care. It's still going to go on. But the effect that we can have on the community could be greater. Right. And if it's not, I want you to know it's because y'all didn't do y'all part, because I'm doing mine. Right. So again, there is proof. When a person is doing something, they should be able to show you what they've done. There's evidence of that. And when you ask certain questions, people don't run from that. Anything that you have purchased that has to do with the community, you should be able to ask for an account of those funds. All the money that's been raised, people should be able to publicly see that bank account in those transactions. People should be able to see all the bills he's paid. There should be a ledger of what he collected, what he has paid out, what things cost. And there should be a board and people that can see that. If we just go to Tiffany Hinyard, where she was, and being their little mayor or whatever, and taking all of that money in that city, like those, the same way public officials do it. You can come into a community meeting, see the amount of money that's being spent, see what the funds are for the city, see where all the money is going. Also, before something gets spent, when you have a board, several people have to sign off on it. These are all things that are put into play to keep people from doing corruption. If our city officials that take our tax dollars have to give an account and show us what they're doing with it, if you just show up at the meeting, why the fuck don't we hold other people to that standard? And anybody that's doing right should not have a problem showing the community any of that stuff. So we got to do our due diligence. Don't let these people make y'all say fuck helping the community, because there are people out here doing the real work and they actually pay the price, and then ultimately the whole community pays the damn price. Let's just be smarter about who we help. It's not hard. Just do your due diligence on who it is that you are giving to and make sure they are legit. Ask whatever questions you want to ask. When they start cussing you out, when you asking for legitimate shit, like, can you show us what you donated? Can you show us what you actually bought with the donations? Can we see this information? When they start giving you a hard time, that is a red flag to leave them people the fuck alone. When they start cussing you out and demeaning you, when you're asking legitimate questions, and Umar always talks about everybody. Hit the cat. A woman gave this nigga $10 the other day, and he said, "Thank you, Queen, but you could have sent me 20." Nigga, what? When people start talking to you like that, you should run in the other direction real fast. Okay? Because this is the dilemma we have in our community. And then we have the real people doing the real work, fighting against the people doing the fuck work. And it seems like the people that are not doing the real work, let me explain to y'all what that is. A lot of these people usually don't really have a solution for the community. What they have is a lot of charisma. They talk really well. They're good orators, right? They're very entertaining to watch. So they come in and just like, you know, a nigga on the corner, they be trying to shice you and play you. They talk real fast to you. They move the cups around real fast. Come on, girl. They let you win a couple of times at the game. You feel confident. Now they give you a big wager, and all of a sudden you lost in the sauce and you picked the wrong cup, and then you got your whole money taken. But it was a setup from the beginning. So understand, people that like to con and play, these are not shy people. These are not people that don't know how to talk. These are people that use their gift of gab and their mouth and their character and the way they come across to get to you. You got to stop looking at what's on the surface and look at something deeper. Everybody who comes out to con you, they are good motherfuckers at talking. That's what they do. All of that is a big ass play. He can speak really well. He tells you a lot of stuff that people agree with. He plays on people's emotions. Yes, just like a pimp and a preacher. Absolutely, Charles. And so that's the difference. But I want you to know the opposite of that. It's not to say somebody doing the real work can't necessarily be a good talker or entertaining to watch too. But you're also going to find those that are doing the work. And what they're really great at is doing the work. They're really not a person that's a content creator. They're not really good at the theatrics. They're not really good at fast talking. They're not really good at, being entertaining, but they're good at getting the work done. And that's what we should be judging. Stop judging people by the way they entertain you the most, right? We laugh at Umar. We say he funny as fuck. So what? When people are doing you wrong, if I can get you to laugh and smile and joke, it kind of takes some of that seriousness out of the situation. And it becomes much easier for me to turn around and for me to then play you, because now I've broken the ice. We're laughing together. Whenever somebody is trying to be serious and they cover that shit up with a lot of jokes, you should watch that, okay? When the jokes come in, instead of answering the damn questions, that is a sign that they are trying to play you. Somebody said the Breakfast Club. Now let's talk about the Breakfast Club. First of all, the Breakfast Club is full of shit. The Breakfast Club brings on whoever brings numbers and notoriety. So they are in the same boat. This is not the first scammer that they have brought on their platform, right? DJ Envy is actually in trouble right now with a dude that he was doing some real estate stuff with, because he was promoting him on the Breakfast Club. He did a couple of events. People came in. He co-signed him and said, oh, this is what we need to be doing, right? Or any of that stuff. And they come up there and they speak real good. They endorse these people, and then people say, oh, well, if you must endorse them, they must be good. But the Breakfast Club has brought several people in front of y'all that have scammed y'all. And if we're going to hold Earn Your Leisure accountable, I think that the Breakfast Club ought to be accountable. They have all of this money. They have way more resources of that nature. So do your due diligence on whoever you're bringing in on these interviews, because Umar did get a lot of his following. A lot of them donations came from being on platforms like the Breakfast Club. Jay Morrison was on the Breakfast Club, right? The dude that Envy is in trouble with was on the Breakfast Club. There's been several people that come on the Breakfast Club. But let me tell you something. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They don't want anybody up on the Breakfast Club that's going to be honest and tell some truth. They only want people that are entertaining and that's going to play along with the status quo. See, I was supposed to go on the Breakfast Club, and I was told that I couldn't come on the Breakfast Club. I was a live wire, and they didn't know what I would say. And so because I'm a live wire, I can't come on there. And to me, that was some bullshit. Because at the end of the day, to have a conversation, what you think I'm gonna say something about white people? Y'all let Umar Johnson come on there and talk shit about white people all day long. The fuck? So it comes down to the person. They like these fake ass fugazi people that they can put up in front of them, and they bring big numbers. They have a bigger platform. We don't necessarily want people who are going to come up here and be honest and tell the truth about stuff. We want them to placate to the same stuff we always been hearing people say. Right? They have this little standard. They go along with their democratic self and everything else. They don't want anybody to come up there that's really finna tell some truth to the people. They told me, we don't know what she gonna say. We know Minchie, but nah, we can't have her on here. That's okay. I don't fuck y'all show. I don't want to come anyway. I don't like interviews. I actually decline a whole lot of them. What's his name? Jesse Peterson. That man, Jesse, done hit me up. This is the third time in like 3 years. He just hit me up 2 months ago. He always asking me to come on his show. I'm not going to talk to Jesse Coonan ass. Absolutely not. See, that's different from everybody else. I don't want fame and to be seen. I just want to do my part, play my role, make a difference, know that I've done what I'm supposed to do in the community. I don't want to be on these people platforms. I don't need to argue with coons to get notoriety. I don't need to go on Breakfast Club to argue with fake ass people. Sit next to somebody who we know has admitted to, slipping stuff in girls' drinks when they was teenagers and taking advantage of them. Charlamagne, we've not forgotten what you did to that girl. I don't care to sit on platforms with them kind of people. I don't care to sit on Jesse's platform to do what? Argue with a coon to make a point? Oh, I'm right and you're not. I don't have time for that bullshit. Tell me what that's ever going to afford the community, and what does that do to get us further? I don't have time for that shit. I've turned down a lot of interviews. I don't want to be on them. I don't. I got my own channel. People can find me where the hell I'm at. But yeah, the Breakfast Club be on some bullshit, and the Breakfast Club should be held accountable because they have brought the community plenty of scammers, plenty of them, and Umar is one of them. Boyce Watkins, it was a whole bunch of people that they had on there. They just be scamming the hell out of people. They don't do their due diligence or their research either. They don't care. They don't care. But said they let Louis Farrakhan come up there. Yeah, they let him come up there. But you know what they won't ask him? Why the fuck do you have 1,763 million goddamn people in the Nation of Islam and you niggas ain't done nothing? Some of y'all might disagree with me. Y'all want to argue with me on that? Like the Nation of Islam is so full of shit to me. They really are. they are full of shit if you ask me. And let me tell you something. There might be some really great people in the NOI that personally, but as a whole, fuck out of here. How do you have all of these black men, all of these folks that walk around with all this power, all of these bean pies? You teach everybody jujitsu in this bitch, but the nation is not busting a grape to save the black community from nothing. They will work on corners to get you to join the Nation of Islam, which is a religious group, so you can be a part of their religion. But you have all of these men with bow ties on, selling bean pies. They swear they can whoop ass, but y'all not finna bust a grape. Y'all don't show up to anything. Y'all don't go against the government. You're not out there doing nothing for the goddamn people. That's aside from nation work, which is religious work. No different than people in the church who out there feeding the homeless folks. But when it comes to some real activism, them niggas ain't doing nothing for the community. Do you really think as many people that are in the Nation of Islam and all of the men that are in there, if they was going to get up and do something for the black community, you do know they would have been stopped a long time ago. You do know the government would not allow them to exist. The fact that they exist the way they do, that ought to tell you they're not a threat to anybody. That's the only reason that they can stand. And I don't care what y'all say at all. I'm still not never finna let the nation live down the fact that they murdered Malcolm. Y'all can kiss my ass. Oh, the government did it. Yeah, but they needed some niggas to get it done. And niggas in the nation gladly took that role to play that because they was mad because he said something against his leader. What? I'm not finna let that slide. Like the Nation of Islam ain't bust a grape to do no real work for black people to get us anywhere. But y'all had the nerve to take out one of our great leaders over jealousy, over somebody telling the truth on y'all. Now, no. And when we get into, when it comes to just on this note for the nation, when we talk about Elijah Muhammad, we talk about all of the young women that he was in there, and they talk about all the women that he was messing with to make his wives. And I'll use the word women lightly, right? Because those were young girls from what I understand. And then I would tell you to this very day, I sit and watch the Nation of Islam every fucking time there is a predator in our community. I watch them stand up for the men. I will never forget how hard the Nation of Islam went for R. Kelly. I never heard those motherfuckers one time in the name of Allah ever give some love and support to the black women that were destroyed because of R. Kelly. All they wanted you to know is that everybody is redeemable. We don't throw anybody away. Every fucking person from the Nation of Islam that was a man, they argued me down. They made excuses and they talked about how R. Kelly can be saved and we're not going to turn our back on our brother. Them niggas had no words of encouragement for any of those black women. Motherfuckers in the Nation of Islam are very sexist. Absolutely. And they don't have any respect for women unless you are the motherfucker wrapping your ass up and listening to everything they tell you to do. But if you don't walk in that manner, they don't have no real love and respect for women. They're womanizers in the fucking Nation of Islam. I have watched them defend predators far too often. When a nigga argued with me in the Nation of Islam about polite and they wasn't throwing him away, what? Do you know what he did to a 14-year-old? Y'all niggas is all scum. I don't fuck with the nation. And the nation used to do security for me. No, thank you. Don't need you. Go and sell some bean pies. Leave me the fuck alone. Right? So, yeah, they had Farrakhan up there. So what? Another fraud in the community. Another fucking fraud. Feel how you want. I don't care. I don't care. Let me see y'all. Y'all do me a favor. Y'all like this video, share this video. If you don't want to watch any of these commercials, you can come over to MX Network, you guys, and you can come over here. Kimberly said she agree about the Nation of Islam. But y'all can come over to MX Network, y'all. The link to that is in the description of the YouTube video. You can get your free subscription. You can watch this live and you don't have to watch any commercials. And you can come over here and talk in the chat and everything as well with people. You can donate. You can do all kind of stuff over here. And then I want to remind everybody that if you want to come out to Brooklyn this weekend, the link for that, shout out to my moderators and Real Estate Base. She's been putting it in there, but the link is in the description of the video. If you would like to get your tickets for Brooklyn or if you would like to give a donation, right, to help with the things things that I've asked y'all to help me with for the community. All of that is in the description of the video. Again, in Brooklyn this Friday at 7 o'clock, there is an event you can come to. You need to register for it. Don't cost nothing to come to it. And it is an open house for Ziac. So you can come and see the school. So, you know, something Umar ain't never going to have for y'all. Never. Umar won't be having any of that ever. So Ziac actually has a building. You can come and walk through Ziac, whether you have children, if you have questions, if you want to enroll them, if you want to meet the staff, if you want to see the school, come on down, right? And come and see for yourself that the work is being done. So that will be Friday. You can register for that because we need to know how many people are going to be in the house. Shout out to Psychopatheist in the house. Y'all go check out his channel. He be having his panels too. We be over there on Q's. I ain't been over on Q's panel in a long time, but y'all can come and do that, you guys. And then shout out to Real Estate Bay for putting up the link for that. Somebody said I sent you an email about Brooklyn. Okay, I will go check my emails. So again, you guys, on Saturday, we also have an event that starts at 1 o'clock. We will be doing how to make money online at the school. And then on Sunday, I believe it's at 1 or 2 o'clock, we will be going over the survival stuff. Okay. And so go up there and click the link if you want to come to any of those events. Now, those events are donation based, and with Chicago, I was like, y'all can give me the donation when y'all get there at the door, but you actually have to give your donation online. So it's not a set amount. You can put whatever you want to put in, but you have to give your donation online to get the ticket if you want to register to come to any of those events. The next thing is that if you do decide to come and you don't register online, you're like, Michi, I don't get paid till Friday and I want to come down, you can just come down without registering, but everybody that has registered we'll have a guaranteed seat in the house. We only have based on the event, the rooms we're in only have enough room for so many people. And so if those seats are taken by registered tickets, then you can't get in. But as long as there are seats left, you can still come to the door and give your donation there as well. Okay. But doing it online just secures that you have your seat. That's it. Somebody said, what's the link? Oh, to Psychopatheist channel. I think if you put your link in there. Somebody said be sure to punch got his masterpiece while you in the Big Apple. I'm sure she gonna be hiding far from where I am, but I sure wish she's so tough. She would just come on, say all that stuff to my face, girl. Please. I wish you would. She ain't coming. It would be interesting though. I wish I would run into her. I sure would, because I'm gonna go live and run up on her. Come on, tell me in my audience all that shit you had to say to my face. That would be interesting. Y'all would want to watch that. Now if I go to jail. Just know I'm gonna bond out, but you know, if I see her, I'm gonna whoop her ass. But I'm sure she'll be hiding in the house that day. So y'all, let's get on to this next conversation, y'all, so we can get up out of it. We've been here about an hour and a half. Give about 30 more minutes, and we can. You can't drop the link. Let me see. Yeah, they don't let you drop the link, huh? And they won't let you in the chat, like click on people's name and go to their page. But that's his name right there. If y'all want to put it in, it'll come up, y'all. Okay, y'all. Next conversation. Let's have this conversation. Like the video, share this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, y'all. So, how many of y'all have been paying attention to what's going on lately when it comes to Trump in DC? So let's go down this rabbit hole of this game that they are playing, right? That they are playing with us. And again, I already know somebody gonna come here and be like, but I thought you liked it, Trump. I'm gonna tell you again, I don't care. I'll be sitting back laughing at everything that's going on. And I'm still sitting back laughing at what the fuck going on right now, even though it pertains to Black people. I'm still gonna laugh. Let me tell you why. Because I keep fucking telling y'all, I've been telling y'all this for a long ass time. I've been telling you this for a long ass time. And whether it was Trump or whether it was Kamala, this was finna take place. No matter what you think or what you thought, this shit was going down. And it's going to get to a point where you can't do nothing about it. So if you have not been watching, I will play a clip for y'all because I want you to see what some of the residents in DC had to say. So basically, Trump has criminalized, first of all, being homeless. Now, I've seen them criminalize being homeless in a lot of places. They did it in Colorado. They'll come through and they'll do a sweep and they'll get everybody up out of there and they'll tell you have to leave the area, right? And you can't be here. But he's actually doing it in a different way, which is crazy as hell if you ask me, okay? So you got homeless people now. He says they're going to go through and we're not just going to tell you to leave. What we're going to do is we are going to take you to a facility. In this facility, we're going to offer you mental health care and drug rehabilitation. If you do not choose those things, you don't get to say, well, I don't want to do this. I'm just going to move on to another state or I'm going to leave. I won't sleep here anymore, but I don't want to do either of those. They're going to send you to jail. So you don't even have a right or an option. That does not seem very American or freedom based to me at all. That doesn't seem that way, right? If a person is homeless, there is no crime in being homeless unless you criminalize it. Now they've been doing this for forever. When the plantations ended and they wanted to find a way to bring folks back to the plantation, which became the first prisons, they began to criminalize things like loitering, standing around, things that people would do. And then once you have criminalized that action, now you can say it's a crime. We have a reason to put you in jail. But I think that it is crazy as hell and very unconstitutional to tell homeless people you're going to either go to rehab or you're going to go get mental health in this mental health facility. Either way it goes, you're going to come to this shelter and you're going to stay here and you're going to get these services or you're going to jail. That's crazy to me. I just want y'all to let that sink in for a minute. Absolutely. Troy says FEMA camp. And I want to tell y'all something else that y'all might not necessarily think about. Now, like at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, because you brought up a good point right there, Hotspot, right? As far as you saying that with the Neuralinks and stuff. So you must understand we have a lot of technology that is coming, and there's a lot of new technology that they are trying to implement, right? This technology, and they're trying to incorporate it, right? And that's a good point. Somebody says not all homeless are mentally ill or addicts. Absolutely not. They're not. A lot of them are, but some of them are not. Okay. But I think that when we talk about experimenting on the people. If you understand the history of our country, they have experimented on people a lot. They took children in foster care and they gave them medication for AIDS, even though they didn't have it, just to see how those medications would work with them to test it. They tested on children in foster care because they're in foster care, don't nobody care about them. So I want you to understand when they put these homeless people in these facilities, what they're doing is they're going after those that they feel nobody cares about. Okay. It's the same thing like when you watch like a serial killer start killing people and he's killing all of the drug addicts and the prostitutes, because in his mind, these are, or when you see a lot of shit happen to black kids and black kids get kidnapped, people don't really give a fuck. There's a certain thing of a part of our society that people don't always care about. So nobody's going to fight for the homeless because they are the forgotten. They are the people that don't have family, people who don't care about them and they've been forgotten about. So they can take these groups of people in large numbers and they can experiment on how they want. And nobody's finna tell me that they're not gonna have these people in these facilities experimenting with them when it comes to Neuralinks, all of these different things that they say they're gonna do when it comes to technology, trying to preserve people's bodies, seeing if they can put robotic limbs on them. Mark my words, they're fixing to experiment on all of these homeless people. I think that is absolutely a part of their agenda. Okay. Shout out to Chris. He says, two things that scare me is NASA and Donald. Well, look, you don't need to be scared. You need to be prepared. I think that if you understand what is going on, whether it was Trump in the White House, this is what I want to try to get y'all to see is like, this is not necessarily Trump. This is the government. They picked Trump for the position because he was the perfect candidate to play the part. But these are not necessarily things that are just because Trump decided to do it and the government has no choice but to go along with him. They wanted this to happen. I'm going to tell you again, when you talk about the New World Order, in order to do that, you must bring down all of the structures that already exist, right? So if you bring somebody like the Democrat in or whatever, and they be acting like they care, we want our freedom and everybody should be able to do what they want to do. You can be gay, you can be a transgender, you can be whatever, right? So this is what they tell you. So they don't want them to come in and play the harsh role. Trump is one of those people that everybody loves to hate. He says the craziest shit. He does the craziest shit. So everybody expects this from him. So it's easy for the government to put him in position and then say, oh, this is all Trump's fault. But let's be really clear. When has any president in the history of fucking presidents ever had all of this power that you see Trump throw around? And I'm going to say that again on some Umar Johnson shit. Like, when have you ever seen a president throw around all this power the same way that Trump has been doing this? You do know there are checks and balances. Where are the days when we used to say that the president is nothing more than a puppet? He is a face for the government, but at the end of the day, he is very much told what to do. We have always said that and known that. Why is it that Trump seems to be able to do whatever he wants to do? He challenges the Supreme Court and they not winning. He's taking power from organizations left and right. He's shutting down certain parts of the government. You really think he has the power to do all of that without a bunch of politicians and the government backing him? This was all a part of their plan. They just needed to put the right man in front of you. So I want you to keep that same notion in your head. The president is nothing more than a puppet who represents the government that's actually running everything. And they put this person in front of you to say that they are the person in charge, when really that person is actually being told what to do. That's how it really works. That person is being told what to do. That person is being used by the government, okay? And so Trump is the perfect person to put into place because he's arrogant. He likes to do what he's doing. He's the perfect candidate for it. Kamala was not. Kamala wasn't going to win even if she won. I don't know if Trump actually won this election or not. They might have gave it to him, but this was the plan. I keep telling y'all shit like, y'all talking about he's shutting down the Department of Education. Yeah, New World Order. In the New World, there will be no schools, so there's no jobs. You do know that school and college is about jobs. You go to college, the better job you can get, but they both gear you to be a worker, to be a slave to something, right? But it's changing because with AI, everybody's jobs are going away. So we don't need the public school system nor colleges anymore. This is why the Department of Education is going away. And if you understand that completely, then you can get upset, but you shouldn't be upset like, why is he shut down the Department of Education? What we gonna do now? No, you need to be really understanding the deeper reason of why he's doing it and ask yourself, oh my God, nobody's finna have no jobs no more. Because y'all think that kids go to school to get educated so that they can read, they can be productive citizens, and they can learn. No. Public school is about call and response. I teach you something, you regurgitate to me what I taught you. For example, you go in school, in public school, how they have the math, right? Have you ever noticed that a child can get a math equation right, but they tell them if you didn't show your work and if your work does not go over all the exact steps I told you, it's still wrong? But I got the question right. The way that I calculated in my mind, which is intelligence, I know what you're looking for. So this is the way that I do it. And I come up with this, and this is the right answer. But you tell me I'm wrong if I don't do it exactly how you told me to do that shit. Right? This is why we have this call and response thing in society. People graduate from high school. They don't know what the fuck to do. All they know is society expect them to go out there, work, and go get a job. But we don't need that anymore because AI is finna take all y'all jobs. AI is finna take everybody's job. I mean that, right? So you don't need that department. When we talk about the IRS, he came after the IRS. Things are changing in the government. Yes, you're still paying taxes. Okay. But the way that's done is about to change too, because I want you to listen. If you are receiving a universal basic income because nobody can get a job and they're going to give you a universal basic income, what taxes will you be paying? When you get Social Security or you get money from welfare, you don't pay taxes on that. So the IRS system does have to change because most of you will have funds that are non-taxable. And I'm going to give you this rundown real quick because we haven't even got into the nitty gritty of what this is about, because we're going to talk about how he coming for your kids. Like this is that Black Predator when they had the criminal era, and when they came in and Biden and all them back when he was young, they wanted to come and get everybody. This is the second wave of that. It went from the immigrants to now they finna start putting your Black asses in jail, including your children. And now 17 years old is not even young enough for you to be tried as an adult. He wants to try kids that are 14 years old as adults. This is the second wave of that. So we're going to get there. But before we get there, I want to take you back to COVID now that we're allowed to talk about COVID. COVID did what? COVID was a test run for a lot of things. One, you all went in your house and was willing to get a check to not go to work. You sat at home. Nobody had a job to go to, and you weren't outside doing anything. So when you lose your job, you're all going to be in the house, but you also got stimulus checks. Those stimulus checks were a way to test if people would take this check and stay their ass in the house. Well, that stimulus check was a test run for your universal basic income. After COVID was over, there have been plenty of pilot programs. You can go look it up. I mean, I've showed articles over the years. I've told y'all all of this stuff, and now it's fucking here. It ain't coming. It's here, right? And so that was a run to see if you would receive money and stay your ass in the house. And the answer is yes, they would. Yes, they will go in their house, not have jobs, gladly not have jobs, and be able to receive a check from the government. Okay. And so right after that happened, they started for the first time ever in many cities pilot programs where it wasn't about whether you were low income or not. They just randomly picked different people and would give them like an extra $1,500, $2,000 a month, talking about we're going to see if it helped with their cost of living and their lifestyle. Right. So that was a test for the pilot programs for universal income. Because if you all lose your jobs, which you are, but during COVID, didn't everybody lose their job? And the government gave you money to take care of you. That was a test run for would they accept this? And we did. We went in the house. We gladly took those checks. We didn't fight back or argue about any of that. Kids stopped going to school. Kids were getting learning at home. Did they not? Your kids were at home. They were in school and they were learning on a computer. Well, that's where school is about to be again. You're going to be at home with no job. Your kids aren't going to school. Your kids is going to be at home with you getting taught on a computer by an AI program. So it was a test run to see, will you take your kids home and let your kids learn from a computer? It's called remote learning. And even after COVID was over, there were many of cities, you guys, that were still turning around and they were sending out pamphlets, because I got some at my house, and they were asking you if you wanted to sign your kids up for public school or remote public school. So even after COVID was over, they were giving parents a choice to say your kid can keep going to public school at home. They have a laptop, they can learn from home, and you can choose this as an option. They don't have to come into the school anymore. That was an option after COVID was over. Why was that an option? I thought that was a temporary thing, because they're easing into us the thing that they want us to do. Instead of throwing this shit at you all at once, they easing it in on you little by little by little. Now, let me tell you something else that COVID did. COVID got you also prepared for the New World Order. You guys have heard many people say cashless society. Well, you do know that Trump, I want y'all to see Trump as the New World Order president. Obama was there to usher in the LGBTQ. He was the gay president, and he brought all the things for the gay community. Trump is the New World Order president. He is here to bring about the New World Order. That is his job, and that is where he sits. This is why he has done all of the things that he's been doing. We talk about Medicaid, and he's cutting money for Medicaid. Okay, but he's kicking all these immigrants out, so they're going to save a lot of money, because remember, all of them was getting free Medicaid. So the cost of having to spend on Medicaid is actually going to go down. That's why he's cutting some of that. But also when it comes to technology and everything else, you remember that during COVID, well, these things did not go away. How many of you can get healthcare online? How many of you know you can? Like, you could call telehealth right now for $35. You don't have to have insurance at all. For $35, you could speak to a doctor online right now. They will get on a video call with you and tell you to show them parts of your body or what's wrong with you. They'll ask you what your symptoms are. You can send pictures if you want to send pictures, or you can talk to them directly on the video call. And then they can either order you to go somewhere and get labs, and you can go get the labs, and you pay like $50 to get labs. It's cheap as fuck. Go to the hospital and get some labs. Go to the hospital and see your doctor without any insurance. Those fucking visits are ridiculous. You could be seen at home. Now they have this new service where the doctor will come to your house calls, because the way healthcare is done, that shit is finna change too. They give you all these tests to see if you agree with it. Now, the cashless society thing, what happened during COVID? What happened during COVID? Nobody walked around with cash. Did you? No, because they told you that they could not give out change at all of these establishments. So they told you had to have the exact change. When COVID was happening, if I went to go buy something that was $6.21, if all I had was a $10 bill, either I had to agree to give them that full $10 bill and I got no change back, or I had to come up with the exact change. And then many people was like, fuck that shit. So we stopped using cash. And what did? We just started using our debit card all the time. That was getting you ready to not have any cash on you. Some people still walk around to this very day and they like, I ain't really carried cash on me since COVID. Some of y'all think about it. Some of y'all are exactly what I'm talking about in chat. You just haven't carried no cash. Well, Donald Trump has announced that we will be doing digital currency as a way to have currency. So he has just ushered in digital currency. Now, when they give you your universal basic income, it's going to be on a crypto wallet. But that wallet is more digitized and can show everything that you do and is going to control a whole lot of stuff in your life. They're also going to have the ability to fucking stop you from spending funds, places, doing stuff. Like, be wanted for a crime, and let's say you have a warrant out for your arrest. Watch, they're going to start doing things like they're going to start doing stuff like cutting off your access to your money and not allowing you to spend anything because you have a warrant for your arrest. So everywhere you go, you'll be denied to buy gas, to buy anything. And nobody can send you some money because they're not going to allow you to receive that either. Shout out to Chris. Chris says, I just don't want no robot wiping my behind. Well, that might happen too. They have, y'all know that AI is coming to the medical industry as well. They have nurses in fully run hospitals right now, not in the United States, but again, New World Order is everywhere. If this technology exists, it's going to be used everywhere at some point, right? And so when you look at this, we have a cashless society. The food and the way that we eat things are changing. The way that we make money is going to be changing. The way that we're going to be living. Everybody think tiny homes is cool. Niggas going to be in tiny homes. You're going to be in tiny homes and you'll get a universal basic income, okay? The only thing that is going to, the universal basic income in AI is getting ready to be what I call the great equalizer. So what that means is you could be a doctor or a lawyer and you lose your job to AI. And you're going to get a universal basic income, but you're going to get the same fucking amount that the chick that used to work at Taco Bell gets. So now the man who was a doctor gets the same amount of money the chick at Taco Bell had. The great equalizer, y'all. The only people that are going to make money above and beyond the universal basic income and the things that they're going to give to you are going to be people who learn how to work and make money online, because that is the new way of the economy. Everybody is not going to understand how to do that. Everybody won't be doing that. And so again, there are jobs online, but if a person runs a business online, those require different types of jobs. So you need those skills to work for those people. So everything is getting ready to change. New world order, and they're slowly pushing us into it. I want to say this too. Like, you know how they keep playing this narrative that our food is shortage and prices are going up and the fucking immigrants left so nobody wants to work the farms? They're getting rid of all the immigrants because they don't need them no more. This is a capitalistic society. Do you really think that they sent them immigrants home that make people wealthy? They pay these people $5 an hour, pay them dirt pay underneath the table, and they bust their asses. Why do you think that they would send them away? Because they don't need them anymore. Because just as much as AI is taking over everything else, right now, instead of paying all those farmers, I could show you the website right now in China where they can go and buy all of the machinery they need. AI has machinery that actually plants the seeds, tills the garden, waters that shit. And there are also AI robots that actually pick the fruit. They don't need immigrants to pick that shit. The news be lying to you. I done told y'all stop listening to the news. The news ain't nothing but a bunch of propaganda to put you in the mindset they want you to be in, because the only way the government controls us is by our emotions. They move us to and fro based on how they make us feel. Stop believing them lies. Nobody work in the field. So you're going to agree with the fact that the fucking food in the grocery store is high as hell because we ain't got nobody to pick it. No, yes, y'all do. Yes, y'all do. AI can pick all of this stuff right now. You can go buy the robots to do them right on Alibaba. A farmer could spend $100,000 right now. And if he's not paying no immigrants, he got $100,000. Because how much you think he paid out in wages with all them people in his field every day? He can go buy some AI shit right now that he never got to pay again. They're lying to you when they tell you to be worried about the farms. They want you to think that so that when they shut down farmland and Bill Gates is giving your ass vegetables with vaccinations in it, because that has already been approved and cleared too. I hope y'all been paying attention. Yeah. They're closing all this stuff down and they want you to think this because Bill Gates owns all the farmland in this country. When it talks about farmland, he owns more farmland than all the farmers that ain't Bill Gates put together. And all of his fruits and vegetables and everything that comes from his farm, he has gotten permission to put vaccinations in the food. So we don't even have to give you a shot anymore, which is crazy to me, because why would you put something in my food? Just ask me if I want a shot and as a free country this is supposed to be, let me tell you if I want the damn shot or not. How about that? So slippery slope. You let the government do one thing, they go and do another thing, right? So we was all gun-ho, and I was gun-ho too. I'm still gun-ho about it all, right? So they came out here getting these immigrants. I ain't feel sorry for these immigrants because the same shit they doing to them, they been doing to black folks, and nobody was crying for us. So I don't give a damn about them busting your window, telling you they don't want to hear shit about you. Fuck you, get out your car. You ain't got no rights. You going to jail. I don't care because they've been doing that to us for a really long time, and nobody was crying for us at all. So I'm not crying for these motherfuckers. But understand the fact that we were okay with that. Now Trump has decided to come into DC and wage war. So Trump has said that he is going to DC. He already did. He's called in the National Guard, the FBI, the ATF agents, and they're all out on the streets, and they're doing the same thing they were doing to the immigrants now, but to Americans. They're going and getting all of the so-called thugs out the street, all of the criminals that are on the street, all of the black people that are on the streets in DC. He said that they're taking back their capital, so they're getting rid of the homeless people, meaning they're going to put them in these experimental camps, because that's what the fuck they're going to be. They're going to test these things on these homeless people that nobody cares about, nobody will miss, and if something happens to them, who's going to tell? Because nobody cares about homeless people. But I want y'all to understand that what they're testing on them, they're just preparing for you. They're just going to do it on a population nobody cares about before they give it to the population that people actually care about. Keep that in mind, okay? So everything they did to the immigrants, now they come in to try and do, except for deport you, they want to put you in jail, okay? So Trump says that he wants 14-year-olds to be tried as adults. He says kids do things and they get away with it. There are these thugs out here. I guess it was a white man that was out in DC and he got beat up by some kids and was bloodied and everything. And so he said that this should have never happened. This is ridiculous. And he says that 14-year-olds should be tried as adults and they should go to prison for the stuff that they're doing at that age. Now, you guys do know, I don't know if you do know this, that in all states but about 2, you can actually try a child with a crime at the age of 10 years old. You can try, if you're 17, you don't even have to go to court and ask for that child to be tried as an adult. Because usually when a child is under 18, you used to have to go to the court, say to them why you don't believe trying them as a child would be good, that they need to be tried as an adult because they just can't be helped in the juvenile system and they're just too vicious, right? This is what they have to convince everybody of. And so they don't even do that anymore. If your child commits a crime and they're 17, they're automatically being tried as an adult. You do not have to go to the juvenile system and ask them anything. But if they're 16 and beneath, you actually have to do that. So he's trying to turn that shit into 14-year-olds being tried as adults, okay? And he says because they're causing all of these problems in DC. Now, I'm going to play a clip for y'all from the video on the news. And I want y'all to see this because they're asking DC residents how they feel about them coming into the city and doing what they're doing. A lot of the people that they're asking are Black. And I just want to point out how dangerous what they are saying and what they're doing, right? And they don't really see the full dynamic of approving this and saying it's okay. I want to be clear that, yes, we don't want crime in our communities and the things that are happening, but there's a much deeper rabbit hole to why those things even exist. The government is absolutely the creator of all of the shit that we see in our communities. Ghettos are created, the drug problems and all of that stuff. The government brings all of those things in. And now they created this problem. Again, that's what they do. They created the problem, but they want you to believe that they didn't create this problem, but here they are to fix the problem. And the solution is what they wanted to do all along, which is lock your Black ass up. So let's watch this news clip and let's see what Black people that live in DC had to say. Okay. Let me see. We're not going to watch all of this. We're just going to watch what the residents had to say, and then we'll cut it off.
So you can be anything you want, but you want to have safety in the streets.
The fact that we have more law enforcement and presence in neighborhoods, that could not, that may be positive.
Agreement tonight on 2 major points. You deserve to be safe in DC, and criminals should be held accountable. But how to get there has the mayor and the president at odds. Thank you for joining us and staying with 7 News. I'm Scott Thuman, and we have special coverage of the Trump administration's takeover of DC's police force and plans to bring in hundreds of National Guardsmen. We'll take you inside the White House briefing room with the president's pledge, have Mayor Muriel Bowser's response. We'll also get into an attempt to tackle youth crime and get an update on the critical shortages that only Congress and the Department of Justice can address. But first, how we got here. While crime is down, there is no debate about the data. DC residents feel city leaders are not doing enough to address crime and have become numb to it. We've heard from them time and time again over the last week since the president first threatened to do what he ordered today.
I almost feel a little desensitized to it in a way because it seems to be of the norm.
It's just a lot more that we can do. And I feel like we are not getting the support that we need from the mayor. We're not getting the support that we need from the government, the community as well. You know, a lot of people are afraid.
Friday night, boom, 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 boom. They ain't hit nobody, but tape everywhere happened. Saturday night, boom, 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 retaliation. You know, it happened again.
We have ANC commissioners and different city advocates. And so my hope is that they will see this and they will come and they will be a part of making sure this community feels safe.
I would like to see our local leaders use a little bit more imagination and vision when it comes to the kind of quote unquote crime prevention programs.
All right, Tom Rousey and Josh Chapin are standing by.
Now that is the part that I wanted y'all to see. So I want y'all to see what Black people had to say in DC. Now I want to say that I understand how they feel, but I want you to know that their rhetoric and playing on that is actually a dangerous thing, okay? Yes, there's a lot of crime that is going on and people should be able to live safe, but to let Trump come through, okay, with the National Guard, ATF agents, all of these different people, right, that are coming through these communities like a war zone, the same way they were for the immigrants, and they're walking through. There's a video online. Shout out to you in Japan. Thank you for the super chat and for joining me from Japan. That's what's up. Now, there are people online. I seen a video, I guess, yesterday. They arrested 23 people. I did see a video where they were walking through. It was some brothers sitting on the stoop. They weren't messing with nobody. It is legal to smoke weed out there. They're smoking a joint. They drinking or whatever, they little beer. They're not bothering nobody. They just sitting on their porch where they live at, okay? And so he came through. He didn't do nothing to them, but a bunch of them rolled up on him just like ice and was like, yo, we just want to let you know you can't smoke in public. You can't this and that. And according to law, if you're on your front porch, right, there is a such thing against public intoxication. Same thing when you smoking weed because it gets you high. So they don't want you to publicly smoke. But that's like walking down the street. When you're on your porch is an extension of your house. You're allowed to drink and smoke on your front porch. Public intoxication is leaving your private property and going into the public. So he was misinformed, but they got rolled up on by like 5 or 6 people. He was just informing him. He's like, you know, Trump got us out here. We're trying to make the streets safer. So we ain't bothering you, but I'm just letting you know. So now people are starting to be harassed in that manner as they're coming through. But I want to remind y'all once again, okay? Remember, before Trump, and this is why I say y'all got to come back to the government. Stop taking your focus and it being, one person. It ain't just Trump, because if you think that it's Trump, then let's say Trump get out the White House, you gonna think, oh, it's about to change back and we safe. Absolutely not. Do not have that false goddamn perception thinking that that's the case. Tangent said 14-year-old white girl was tried as an adult last week in DC. Right, white or not, that's a dangerous game to play, right? To be trying to try some kids like that young as an adult, okay? And so let me say this. I want y'all to remember that before Biden left office, his administration made an amendment that allowed them to do what they're doing now. That amendment talked about using your military, all of your police forces, even the people they got from ICE, to be able to use them on American citizens. See, there was a time in our Constitution and in the laws where they are not allowed to bring in military force or certain forces to use them against us. Well, that has changed. And again, if you focus on Trump, you'll miss the mark, because Biden is the one that changed it before Trump got into office, and Trump is the one using it. Biden didn't use it, but he changed it so that Trump could use it. And they try and tell y'all that everybody's at odds, but all of these people in the government work together. That's what you have got to understand, okay? So it is a slippery slope when you turn around and look up and all of these federal agents, ATF agents, not the regular police, all of these people, the National Guard, next to be the military, military if it needs to be. Trump said he's going to call in whoever the hell he needs to come and get these streets right. But that's a slippery slope now to be using all of these people against American citizens. What's even more dangerous is you're looking at the crime bill 2.0. And see, that's why it's dangerous for those Black people to say what they're saying. Well, they need to come out here and do this. They need to come out here and do that. Well, it is getting crazy out here. Now, I'm not saying they're not lying. I'm not saying that we should just deal with all of the crime in our communities. I'm absolutely not saying that. What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, if the crime wasn't in a community, wasn't supposed to be in the communities, you do know that our government could do a whole lot to stop that. And I'm not talking about what they're doing right now. So let's be clear. We don't bring the drugs into the community. They do. Where do all of these people in DC, where are they getting these guns from? Because if you are a law-abiding citizen and you go to the gun store or the gun shows and you bought your guns legal, you do know that that's not how these niggas is getting these guns. So just like people buy drugs, there is a gun dealer that hands out these illegal guns and sells them to people in the community. But who is the person that's doing this and who helped them get all of these goddamn assault rifles, all of these guns? I promise you that higher up, there are people that are giving them this. I know that y'all like to think this shit is not true, but there was a time when the government was dropping off cases of guns in the community and people were just finding guns in the alley. That's not a lie. Y'all watch with your own eyes. Did y'all not watch when the immigrants was protesting over there in California? Y'all didn't see the videos where they was dropping down pallets with bricks on them? They were using those bricks to throw at the police. So why the fuck would the government have airplanes drop cinder blocks in the community? They're literally giving them the weapons to throw at the police, but then they come and tell you that they're doing this to the police, and look at how they're violent. They're throwing all of these cinder blocks at them, and so now we got to bring them in and do because they're out here being violent. But y'all gave them the cinder blocks. What the fuck? What? Ghettos are created, y'all. For every illiterate, stupid ass 14-year-old, 15-year-old running around, calling themselves selling drugs, calling themselves shooting guns, and don't know how to fucking aim their penis to pee in the toilet, much less a gun to shoot some damn body. I want you to know it all starts with them creating ghettos, with single family homes, because all of the men have been taken off to prison, where people are being fed all kind of bullshit, having mental disorders, not having the best education, putting them in these shitty ass schools so they can be illiterate. All of this is a dynamic. And if you don't believe that it's true, like, what do you think rats in a lab do? Have you never watched them take rats and do certain things or put them in certain environments to see how it affects the environment? Like, when you go into ghettos, ghettos are created. You keep people in poverty because poverty makes people desperate. You leave people uneducated because education and knowledge is the way that they can get up out of their situation. When I'm talking about education, I'm not talking about the public school system. The public school system is there to miseducate your children, okay? You got kids that are graduating and they're illiterate. You pump these community full of drugs because we damn sure don't bring the drugs. When the last time you've seen a fentanyl tree in somebody's backyard? And I'm being funny because it don't come from a tree, but what I'm telling you is, who the fuck is Black is making this shit in these drugs? That's all in these hoods. Where do you think they ultimately come from? Like, yeah, it's a nigga on the corner with it in his pocket and they selling the shit, but let's go all the way up to the top of the line. Like, who made the shit? Who produced it? And then who brought it in here to the numbers that it's in our communities? That will go back to the government, okay? Then, not only do you fill these communities with poor people, you make sure that people are sick, people have mental disorders. A lot of things that are given to them can cause mental disorders all the time. If you go understand it and learn that in psychology, like, there are a lot of things that make people have, that trigger mental disorders in people. Medication that they give people. You're putting people in all this pressure and this stress on everybody. You got a liquor store on every fucking corner, just like you have a church on every goddamn corner. So let's pump them full of perversion. Let's pump them full of liquor. Let's pump them full of drugs. Let's pump them full of poverty. Let's pump them full of desperation. Let's uneducate them. Let's feed them nothing but doses of fucking violence. And then you wonder why these motherfuckers act like they act. Then you send them off to prison and they get treated like animals and come back out being worse criminals than they've ever gone in. This is a fact. They will tell you in the United States of America, when people go to prison, they come out committing worse crimes than they went in committing, because prison teaches you, if you want to survive, how to be a better criminal. Nobody is really rehabilitated by prison. Nobody. They become very institutionalized. They come back out of the streets and they cause more damage. But then you could go to another country. Like America doesn't have to do this. If you go to other countries, they have prisons that are actually like dormitories. And the men cook for themselves and they go to therapy and counseling. They get work release. They learn education on how to have a skill so they can get a job. And when they get out, they let them get a job. Do you know that in the United States of America that they will let you all day learn be an electrician, and they'll have you running the electrician project in the prison. They will teach you skills that you can use for the prison. But when you get out, even though you have those skills, they will not give you a job in the real world with those skills because of your criminal record. So you can only use those skills and those knowledge we gave you that outside of prison could make you a productive citizen and you could really have a job and maintain. But because of your label as a felon, they won't give you a job out there. But if you want to come back to prison, you can always be the electrician here and we'll pay you $1.23 an hour. I'm sorry, 63 cents an hour. You get $7 a week or some shit. The system is set up to keep people acting the way that they act, to have all of the violence that's in the community. This shit is created. It is created by your government. But I tell you all the time, go back once again. What do I always tell y'all? They create the problem so that they can offer you a solution when the solution is what they wanted to do all along. Now, you see the problems that have been created in the communities across the United States of America in ghettos. And when I say ghettos, I mean all ghettos. Because if you go to the white people ghetto, they just as trifling. Let's be clear about that, okay? Go to the trailer parks, which is the white people's ghetto, and they own drugs. They doing crazy shit too. They families is fighting with each other. They got mental issues. They out here acting a goddamn fool in the streets too. It's the ghetto. So anybody that is in a ghetto, no matter what the race is in these ghettos, although we feel most of the ghettos, right? This is the formula for the ghetto. All of that shit is produced and created. It does not have to be that way. It does not. Because people that aren't pumped with all of this violence, liquor, and all of that stuff, raise somebody right, put them in a productive environment, take all of that bullshit away from them that influences them in that nature. And guess what? Don't put them in a form of desperation, and you will find productive citizens. So they created this problem within DC. They created the problem. They absolutely created the problem. Homeless people, that problem has been created because in the ghettos and in the inner cities, they don't deal with people's mental disorders. But now you want to arrest people if they don't go to what? Your shock therapy. You're going to send these niggas to a mental hospital and y'all going to experiment on them. Now you want to give them help. You know how many of them you didn't give help? That's why they're in the streets. Do you know how many Black people are in the streets that are homeless, that are ex-vets? These are your fucking veterans that fought for this country. Y'all give them bullshit ass service. Let me say shout out to Pops Foster. Like, I just watched a man 2 weeks ago that fought for this fucking country die. He was on hospice. And Pops let it go last week. He gone. And you know why he gone? Because he needed to go to the hospital. He was having some issues a long time ago. But every time he tried to go to the hospital, they made him wait months as a vet to get approved to go see a doctor. And it would be months. Then he would go to the doctor and they would treat this nigga like they didn't give a fuck about what was going on with him. So they weren't really analyzing him or giving him the test or taking his pain or what he was dealing with serious. So then he goes to some irrelevant doctor that ain't got nothing to do with his issues, some shit like his toe. And the doctor finds out that he has stage 4 cancer. It is too far gone. And they should have caught this shit over a year ago. And Pops would still be here with us today. But because nobody did their due diligence and nobody gives a fuck about their vets that have fought for this country, this was completely avoidable. It was too late to give him chemotherapy. And now he dead. You know how many homeless people on the streets that are Black people that are vets? And I want you to understand, when I talk about the homeless thing that he's coming through and he's doing, I want you to know that 40% of homeless people in the United States of America are Black people. They're Black people on some Umar shit. I'm going to say it a third time. They're Black people. But they didn't want to help those people when they should have helped them. They fought for this country. And you won't help them with their mental disorders because when y'all sent them away, they seen some horrific shit. Yeah, they got PTSD. They got all of these issues. The government gave them those issues and you won't help them with them? You don't have no housing for these Black people? You don't have no help for them so that they're not on the motherfucking streets? All of this shit is created. They created the homeless problem How do you have shelters for immigrants and money to throw away, but you ain't never had no housing to help people that are in the streets? Do you know how many people are homeless because they were in the foster care system? They aged out at 18. They gave them niggas a little ass $200 check and kicked them out on the street. They have no family. They have no nothing. And you kick these foster kids out on the street. That's a big part of the homeless population too. These are problems the government has created that never had to fucking exist. They do it on purpose. And so I get that people are like, oh, it's crime. We got to do something. The residents are saying that, but black people in DC, you better be careful because Trump is coming for your 14-year-old babies. This is the crime bill 2.0. And let me tell the rest of y'all something. When Trump gets done doing this in DC, he coming for your motherfucking city next. When Trump gets done with DC, he's coming for your city next. DC is the test run. The immigrants were the test run for DC. See, because they created the problem with the immigrants. They knew that it was an issue when it came to the American people. And so when he decided to say, we're going to use all of these harsh tactics on them to deport them, to snatch them out their homes, to get them at Home Depot, to take them from their schools, to do whatever the fuck we want to do to them, we was like, okay, go ahead. Oh, so you gave us the okay. So we don't read the fine print. And once they go about putting that into play, you don't realize that they say that they're using this against people in this country. Some of them immigrants was citizens, right? But once it's been okayed by us, now they can go use it. It's a slippery slope. Sometimes we'll agree with them taking away somebody's freedom because we think that it's right, not knowing that that just gives them permission to come do it to us later. So now they're using the same tactics in the streets of DC. They are about to fill the prisons. Do y'all remember when we had a conversation not too long ago about the mega prison that was being built? They're building mega prisons that have 4,000 and 5,000 cells capable of holding that many people. I mean, the typical prison might hold a couple of hundred people, but now we're talking about a prison that is a mega prison that holds 5,000 people. Didn't I tell y'all, why would they build a facility that holds 5,000 people? They never build prisons if they don't have a plan on filling them. And the immigrants are leaving. So those prisons aren't for them. Those prisons are for us. They didn't build them for no reason. Somebody gonna be in them. So when they start running through DC, when there are so many ways that they could take care of the crime that is there, they can stop helping to produce the goddamn crime, and they start sweeping up all of the homeless people, mostly Black people, right? And as they're going through those communities, who do you think they're going to harass more than anybody else? The Black people? I want y'all to think about that. 14-year-olds being tried as adults. That is crazy. And some of y'all might disagree with me on this one. But if a 14-year-old commits a crime, you do know if they go to the juvenile system, the juvenile system actually gives them the ability to rehabilitate them. So understand by statistics that the juvenile system actually can rehabilitate children. It has been proven that prison does not. Once a person gets into adult prison and they become institutionalized, there is no changing an adult or somebody that has been set in those ways. Children's minds are malleable and moldable. So at 14 years old, you can absolutely take a kid that is in a gang, didn't get the right direction, out here running in these damn streets, acting a fool, and put them in a place with a counselor, give them some counseling, give them some education, put them in a better environment, give them something to do, and don't put them back in the same environment you took them out of. And statistics show that those children actually can change their lives. You take that 14-year-old bad kid, you put them in a juvenile system, they've done something, you could keep them until they're 21. I don't understand why that's not enough. A 14-year-old that goes away and they're being told you finna go to jail till you 21. Do you know how many years that is? You're talking about like 8 years. 8 years. You have 8 years you can give a 14-year-old in juvenile. 8 years is a long time in juvenile. When you try them as an adult, you can give them 25 years now, 30 years, 40 years. Now that's ridiculous. And as soon as they turn 17, they're going to throw that kid into a harsh ass adult prison where life finna fuck them up like they never thought that it would. It's dangerous to let them try our babies as adults. It really is. It absolutely is. Matter of fact, I believe that it's unconstitutional. I think it should be considered cruel and unusual punishment. And I'm going to tell you, and this is my argument, whether a person agrees with me or not, but let me just state my argument for you why from a psychological perspective. A person's reasoning, period, is not fully developed until they're 25 years old. So what that means is reasoning is when you see the fuller picture, you understand all the consequences of something, and you work on logic a little bit more instead of just running on emotions. Until your brain is fully developed in that way, you do just run on a lot of emotions without really thinking about what you're doing, especially for children. That is true for children, okay? And so you can change that child if you put them in the right environment and you give them another chance. But how many of you watched a grown-ass man go to court and they say that he is mentally disabled? They will give a test and they will tell you, have you ever seen a 35-year-old man come in a courtroom and they tell you, well, we did a mental evaluation on him, and this man is in his 30s, but he has the mind of a 13, 14-year-old, right? He has the mind of a 14-year-old or 15-year-old. What that says is that he is not capable of standing trial because he's not competent to understand the proceedings before him. This man has the mind of a juvenile, but he's a grown man. So they will tell you that you can't let him stand trial because he does not understand the proceedings before him. Now, can we all agree that that is true? There are people who have had mental evaluations, and if you grown, but they tell you he got the mind of a 14-year-old, you're going to think, well, he's like a child. He's mentally incompetent. We can all agree on that fucking scenario. The court will even agree with me on that scenario. You don't need a test to see if a 14-year-old has the mind of a 14-year-old. He's 14 years old. So if the adult can use that as an excuse, why the 14-year-old should understand the proceedings before him? Because if the 14 or 15-year-old should understand the proceedings before them and what's going on, then the grown-ass 37-year-old that has the mind of a 14-year-old should not be able to use that as a reason to not be competent to stand trial. This is cruel and unusual punishment. You're throwing away children. Children can be changed. We're not talking about 30-year-old thugs here. If these were grown-ass men, I would tell you it's less likely that they're really going to be rehabilitated. That doesn't happen too much when you're older. But now they're throwing away our children. Look, 17 was already a lot to start locking them up. Come on. I don't agree that a child at 17 or 18 or even 19 is grown. I'm a mother. I have children. Ask yourself why it is that a child cannot. When you're 17, you can't go get an apartment on your own. So why can you go to prison as an adult? When you're 18 years old, they say you're an adult and we can try you as an adult because you're 18 years old. But why won't they let you drink until you're 21? Because they know that your reason is not developed. And if we give you liquor, it's going to impair your mind even more. And you're already young and dumb. So we would like you to be a little bit older before you drink liquor. That's their reasoning for not letting you drink liquor until you're 21. So if I can't drink liquor till I'm 21 because you understand I'm not mature enough and I may do things that I probably don't have enough reasoning to stop myself from doing, then I don't understand how 17-year-olds become so grown when it comes to everything else that they're supposed to be held accountable and as an adult for. They're only seen as adults in certain situations, and in other situations now they're not grown. Like, make that shit make sense. So I just want everybody to be aware and be very careful and understand that they getting ready to lock up all y'all babies. This is the crime bill 2.0. They're going to lock up all your babies. They're going to throw all the Black people that are homeless in these facilities. Your kids are going to go to prison. They're never going to come back home the same, if they come back home ever. And they need them to put in that big ass 4,000 or 5,000 mega prison facilities that they have been building around here. And so I told you they wasn't building it for nothing. But this is the one thing you really need to remember. DC is just the beginning. They're going to come and do that shit for you too. Trump is the president. So if he decides, as federal government, to say that now 14-year-olds can be tried as adults, that's actually going to be the law everywhere, not just in DC. So again, I sympathize with the people that are there and they're saying it, but again, they're tired of being in these crime-ridden communities. A lot of times we're blind and we don't understand that the government has put us in this situation. So we do get upset and angry with the young people in our community that are causing the problems, the criminals, the thugs, you know what I'm saying? The YNs on the corner. And that's how we look at it. But it's a dangerous, slippery slope. It really is, because it's going to go from kids who are out here doing crazy shit to kids who are just getting at the wrong place at the wrong time, just like with the immigrants. You think that every kid they finna lock up is a kid that's really a gang member that killed somebody or is deserving? Absolutely not. We have Khalif Brower. He was picked up off of a racist fucking stop and frisk. They put that boy in Rikers Island for 3 years. Never charged him with anything over a book bag they claim he stole that he did not. So innocent children will be caught up in the midst of all of this. So while everything else is going on, I just want y'all to pay attention. The last thing I would like to throw out there to y'all in this live is that while all of these things have been going on, I don't know if you remember that during the pandemic, everybody was talking about the World Health Organization wanted to have this treaty where all of the countries agreed to let them be in charge of if we have a global pandemic again, like COVID. At first, everybody was like, no, we're not going to do that. Trump even talked about removing it. You know, they removed us from the World Health Organization or whatever. But his reason was just that they charged too much money because they charged America more than they were charging everybody else. This was his argument, right? It really wasn't because they're full of shit. So I want you to know that quietly, while all these other things have been going on, well, that treaty has been signed. And so the World Health Organization has been given the ability in a global pandemic. What that means is our sovereignty as a country to deal with it how we want to. For example, in China, when people were catching COVID, they was locking you in your house. Like literally they was coming and soldering your door closed. And they said, if somebody in your house died, just put them on the curb like trash and we'll come and get them and go back in your damn house. Like that's the way that they handled it, right? Then you had America that was like, well, you could wear a mask, but we need you to, have these cards. Remember, you had to show you had the vaccination to travel or like to go to certain restaurants and stuff, especially in New York. So everybody had their own regulations. When the World Health Organization is in charge, that sovereignty is taken away for you to decide as a country. So what that means is that I'm not going to say if, I'm going to use the words the World Health Organization used. They said it's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when the next pandemic is coming. Their words, not mine. So this is the thing. When there is another pandemic that is coming, the World Health Organization will be able to decide for the whole entire world how they handle it, how we're quarantined, what we must do, how we have to react. That will come from the World Health Organization. Now, they told you it was only a matter of time. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. But that's because they have to put everything into play. Of course, they wouldn't release the next pandemic on us until everybody decided to sign and give the World Health Organization the ability to run and control every country in the world next time there's a global pandemic. Now that they are ready, baby, you should be ready because here will come the next pandemic. So, and everything that's on the news and all this stuff that's entertaining, when we talk about, oh, this is just a distraction, people overuse that shit and make it a cliche. There are times when things are a distraction and you should be looking deeper. And so I just want y'all to remember, while a lot of this shit is going on, we're entertained. The things that we are distracted from would be that treaty that has been signed with the World Health Organization. It should be all of the stuff that Trump is getting ready to do when it comes to these cities. And you should also be looking at the fact that now he is signed into bill that we are going to start to use digital currency. For what? Why are we using digital currency? You use digital currency right now anyway. How many of you, if you have enough money, I dare you to go to the bank tomorrow. Tell them that you want $20,000 out of your bank account right now. Do you know what the bank is going to tell you? They don't have it. See, when I was growing up, you could go to the bank and they had a vault in the back with money in it. And you could say, I need $100,000 right the fuck now. And they would go in the back and get $100,000 and give you your money. There's no money in the bank, y'all. Go to the bank. Ask them for just 20 G's. That ain't shit for a bank. They don't have 20 G's. They're going to tell you to wait and come back in 2 weeks. They don't have no money. You live off digital currency right now. You swipe a debit card, you go look and see a number, what you paid to somebody and what's still in your account. You look at numbers and you swipe plastic. You using digital currency right the fuck now. Let's be real, okay? So again, they are sliding a lot of shit in that you should be prepared for. It's not changing. Somebody said that this is Project 2025, and I will let you have that, but I disagree with you, and I'll let you call it what you want. But this is the new world order. right? They've dressed it up and maybe you think they've given it a new name, but the New World Order has been spoken about since I was 16 or 17 years old. So this is something that has been in the play long before that. I know that Project 2020 or 2025 or whatever is something that y'all want to say because the media put that in your head. That's what they want you to think. This is the New World Order. If you look up all of the things that are happening and you look up what the New World Order was about and all the things they said they were going to come about, that's what the fuck we see now. Okay, so this is not Project 2025. That's what they want you to believe, so you can get riled up and this is about Trump and his people and they came up with this shit. This project belongs to your government. Before we ever fucking talked about who a Donald Trump was, let's be clear. This is not Donald Trump's 2025. This is your government's New World Order. And I remember there was a time that we could not say New World Order, and they would say that we were speaking conspiracies and we was talking shit and we was lying. Shit, even on YouTube some years back, we couldn't say New World Order. They said we was giving misinformation. I want y'all to pay attention. Now more than ever in the past 3 or 4 years, do you know that everybody in government keeps using the word New World Order? The World Health Organization used the word New World Order. We couldn't say the word. Now they're all saying the word. So this is not new, y'all. That 2025 shit, that's new as fuck. That's not what this is. That's what they want you to think so you can put it on the back of Trump. I promise you, if Trump died tomorrow, none of this shit is going away. This ain't about Trump as much as you think it's about Trump. It's not. This is your government. Don't believe that bullshit for a minute. Trump could die tomorrow. The next motherfucker in line gonna pick up where he left off. Because this is not about Trump as much as y'all like to make it be about Trump. That's why y'all keep missing the mark, because your focus is on the wrong thing. Trump isn't put in that position for a reason. He's still a puppet, but he's the perfect puppet to do what they want him to do. Somebody said, Project 2025 been running since the Reagan era. Again, sir, call it what you want. Call it what you want. Why don't you go do some studying on some shit? You can call it what you want to call it. Call it what you want to call it. Okay, but this is the New World Order. This is to Project 2025. Every year, you niggas got a new motherfucking project. We got Project 2030. We got Project 2020. Y'all niggas always coming up with some new name for a new project this day and age. I need you to go study the New World Order because the shit that's in there that's been around is the shit you're seeing now. Is some of that maybe put into Project 2025? Absolutely. But if you want the real story of what's happening to you, you should probably go and look at the shit because nobody was calling no Project 2025 back in the fucking Reagan era. Okay? So let's be clear about that. Y'all want to argue because you want to be right. I don't give a fuck. Argue all you want. Just hope your black ass stay alive when the shit hit the fan. How about that? Okay? Do that. Call that shit don't be dead, nigga. That's what I want you to do. Y'all want to argue over what it's called. Okay. When I was 17, I'm 46. None of you niggas was running around that's in my comment section right now talking about Project 2025. Nobody was talking about that shit back then. This is the New World Order. I want you to go look that up because there's a whole lot you're missing in Project 2025 that is in the New World Order that you're missing because you just won't simply call it the thing that it really is. But okay, call it what you want. Call it what you want. Your ass just better be ready because you about to get fucked up because you are not ready for what's coming. And let me say this in getting out of here. If you don't get your ass up and start a revolution soon, it's too late to start a revolution. All of the stuff that they are getting ready to bring in, all of the stuff that they are getting ready to do, all of the technology, all of the stuff that you are getting ready to see, you're not going to have the ability to fight back. America, you're not. It's now or fucking never. It's now or fucking never. The time to do a revolution was a long time ago. You stand up now, we got the ATF, we got the National Guard, we got the military in here. You have AI surveillance, you have police robots, you got these drones. Wait until Trump gets out of the White House in the next, little over 3 years? Watch how much shit has changed. If you don't do it now, when Trump gets out of the White House, as Americans, there will be no such thing as a revolution. They will sit us the fuck down the moment we stand up. That's the real fucking answer to all of this. And I've been screaming that for years. But pretty soon, it's going to be too late for that to even be a option. Because the shit that they finna have, they're going to be able to use against us. you won't be able to fight that shit. You won't. You can get all the bullets you want. Save them for yourself. Save them for yourself when desperation hits. You don't have an answer to anything and you have nothing else that you can do. Save them bullets for yourself. Because them bullets ain't finna contend with the type of weaponry that they have already that they can use on us. So the best answer I can give y'all now, because y'all not received the answer I've given y'all for many years. Y'all didn't want to work and none of that. Y'all was scared of revolution. So instead of dying fast and fight and dying for something, we're gonna die slow. We're gonna die slow, and the way they decide instead of the way that we decide. Okay. So the only thing I can offer you now is to say, be ready. You should be ready to survive in what is coming, and you should be ready to find out how you're going to be able to do that, whether it's from a survival perspective of the environment or whether it's a financial thing or whatever. Because before you get your universal basic income, you're going to lose your job and be poor first and be homeless first. And then once that seems to be this really big problem, oh my God, we got all these homeless people because people are losing their jobs because of AI, then the government's going to come and say, let's help and save y'all. The problem we created will save y'all now. So let me give everybody tiny homes and let's give everybody a universal basic income. That's what's going to happen. So I just hope y'all be ready. Shout out to you, Sugar Man, for the $5 holla. Says, I'm about to expose Michi and Q Butter for scamming after this. Must see information. Go ahead. Yeah, please. Expose us for scamming. Because I don't scam nobody. You know, in order for you to scam somebody, you got to get something out of them to scam them. So I'm not really sure what you're talking about, bro, because Q actually does have a school, and y'all motherfuckers do not support Q. So let's be clear, everything that he has, the community did not support that. There's a group of people. There's one woman that helped him get into that building because she owns it. There's one man and his mother that helped him get the school that they own in North Carolina. You niggas didn't do that. So you about to expose us for scamming people? Yeah, I would like to know where I scam people too, because y'all ain't never gave me money for shit. So I'm not sure how that's scamming. You know, a motherfucker buys some survival food, they get their package in the mail. Person subscribes to MX Network, they get their subscription. A person, you know, enrolls in the class, you know, they get their class. So I'm not really sure, you know, but good luck with that. You know, let us know. I don't understand why you needed to pay $5 to say that, but go on right ahead. You thought I wasn't gonna put it up there? It's always a dumb motherfucker in the crowd. Sugar Man, suck a dick. Go expose that. Go expose how many dicks you suck in a week. Do that for us, okay? Thank you for the $5. And so somebody says, look up Project 2025, folks. It's clearly written out, but dumb black leaders told you to vote for a racist authoritarian. Okay. Y'all love that Project 2025. You go look it up, sir. You go look it up. I don't understand people's point. Like you're fighting so hard to what? You want okay, everybody say Project 2025 so this nigga could let it go. And y'all said black people to vote for who? Donald Trump? Who the fuck said black folks to vote for Donald Trump? Y'all dumbasses voted for Kamala. What are you talking about? Y'all didn't vote for Donald Trump? Y'all voted for Kamala. Y'all be stupid. And then it always is the black men. I ain't gonna go in on y'all. We've been here 2.5 hours. I'm gonna get the fuck off. I'm gonna need you niggas to hold your nuts and shut the fuck up instead of like some man. Y'all always in my comment section crying like bitches. And this is very disturbing to black women because you the niggas that we supposed to survive with, I be done shot one of you niggas. I don't need you to survive. Y'all be getting on my motherfucking nerves. I just want to let you know that. Sugar Man, send me an email when you do this expose of exposing us. Let me know because we'll come over and watch it. I'd be interested to know. I want to know who I scam. You know what I'm saying? So let us know when you do the project. Email me. And then when you're done, expose how many dicks you be sucking. Because 1 minute you in here giving money, talking about Michi, I love you. Next thing is you exposing somebody. Get a life. Y'all grown ass men and you see how you act? Like fucking bitches. What's wrong with y'all? Somebody need to smack your father and your mother because they created some bitches. Sugar Man, you old as fucking here with this bullshit. And then this other man mad as hell. Call it what he wants y'all to call it because he is uncomfortable until you call it what he said it was. Come on, everybody. Let's put Project 2025 in the chat. Get this bitch ass nigga give him what he want. I can't stand some of y'all. I really can't. I need you grown ass men to grow the fuck up. I really need to grow up. Please. 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 Because y'all stupid. Talk about leaders in the community submit to us. I wouldn't submit to half you motherfucking bitches if you paid me. Okay? With that said, y'all, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Let me go. Shout out to everybody on MX Network that came over to watch over there. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, I want to talk about the Katrina documentary. If you guys have not watched it, please go and watch it so that when we have this conversation, you will know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. But I think it's some things that we need to point out that are really relevant even today, right? Because what they did, I want you to look at this, what they did in Katrina compared to what we're going through right now is still relevant to pay attention to today. When we talk about the government and the things that they have done to people, how it gets done and what you should be looking out for. And so we're going to talk about Katrina. It's 20 years. We're going to talk about the documentary, the shit that was good in it, but there's still a lot of stuff they left out. Shout out to my New Orleans people. There are a lot of y'all out there, and I've spoken with plenty of y'all. And, if it wasn't for a bitch ass nigga named Oliver, we were supposed to have been told y'all stories. But there was plenty of stuff in New Orleans that people told that I did not see in this documentary. It was worse than they portrayed it to be even in it. But we're going to have that conversation tomorrow, you guys. And how what you watch in that documentary is something that pertains today. And we'll have that conversation. Let me see. Oh, hold on. Sugar Man gave me $5 more to talk shit to me. He said, lose some weight, Michi. Buy my weight loss book. You about 325 pounds. Actually, I'm not 325 pounds. I'm 225 pounds. But, it's okay. Why are you worried about my weight? And I can tell by looking at you, your weight loss book is called Smoke Crack. I don't want to smoke crack to lose weight. Look, let me tell you something, bruh. I'm gonna need you to focus on that exposing us for the scammers we are, okay? Because all you niggas go to the same thing. Michi fat. Why are you worried about my weight? Nigga, you don't have to feed me. You don't got to buy me tacos. You don't got to lay next to this belly every night, nigga. You don't have to do none of this. I'm not even sure why you worried about my fat ass. Y'all always say that shit like that bothers some fucking body. As a grown-ass man, you should not be worried about a woman's weight that ain't your woman, motherfucker. And I will pass on your weight loss book. I'm sure that it's 3 pages long and it simply says smoke crack, because that's what you look like you do. You look like you smoke crack, sugar man. You should save them $5 you keep giving me. You should save them, okay, so that you can go buy your next crack rock, because you wasting it over here on me for what? He said, all y'all pro-blacks begging. I don't recall begging nobody for nothing. I don't recall nobody begging for nothing. Look, somebody said she's still cute. I ain't worried about these people calling me fat. Let me tell you something. Sugar Man was just in here kissing my ass not too long ago. Why don't you tell him that, Sugar Man? Tell him how you was just in here not too long ago giving super chats, kissing my ass. Oh, Michi, you so cute. You really, nigga, you just really mad. Don't nobody pay you no attention. You can't decide if you don't like me, you don't like me. Because when you was in here kissing my ass, I was still a fat bitch. I was still fat as fuck back then. So what's the problem? You mad because don't nobody pay you no attention? Sugar Man, you wish my fat ass was around you. Y'all kill me with that shit. You fat ass. I am. I'm fat as fuck. I'm about to go downstairs and eat some leftovers as soon as I get off of here. You gave me $2 more to say that. You want to say something else? You look like you eat crack. Okay. You can't use my roast on me that I roasted you with. And people don't eat crack, they smoke crack, nigga. You know. Don't act like you don't know how people use crack. You obviously know. You gave me $2 say you want to give me before I leave. You want to say anything else? You want to give another super chat? You would need a few minutes. Anything else before I go? You got anything else you want to say, Sugar Man? You call yourself Sugar Man. It sounds like some faggot ass shit to me. I'm about to go down. Do you got anything else you want to say? Hurry up, quickly. I'm not putting. Look, you started this norm of giving super chats to talk shit, so we're not highlighting none of your comments unless they come with some money. You gonna pay this fat bitch because I need some tacos or something to eat. I'm fat. My grocery bill is a lot. So if you want to talk crazy to me, you have got to put up a super chat. We're not highlighting any of your comments if it don't come with some money. I need some groceries. You ran out of money? That's what I thought. Shut the fuck up then, bitch. Look, what'd you say? Sugar man can't be a straight man. Not with a motherfucking name like that. You have a good night, though. I see you broke. You done ran out of money, so now it's time to stop talking shit. Come back when you got some more money, sugar man. I'll be here tomorrow, okay? Go and find some money. Come on back when you get them dollars. Holla. I'm out of here, y'all. I got to go. Y'all have a good night. Do me a favor. Like the video, share the video, subscribe if you're not, hit the notification bell. Remember, you can go on the link and you can get your subscription. It makes network. Watch these lives for free with your free subscription if you don't want to watch the commercials on YouTube. Don't forget that the link is also down there if you guys want to register for the events in Brooklyn that are this weekend, you guys. And the link for the donations is down there if y'all would like to help get some supplies for the people. Other than that, I think that's it. I don't have nothing else to say. Yeah. So with that said, y'all have a good night, and I will talk to y'all later.